Hello!
And welcome to Please Don't Kill Us! Welcome to this, tonight, on this Thursday, we are not your favorite one and only live on the internet interactive D&D show. We are a pre-recorded adventure. We are diving into our prequel sort of prologue stories for our Spelljammer characters. And tonight, we'll be focusing on one Ruby Hayworth in a special one-shot adventure.
Anything to say?
Nothing at all.
Classic Ruby. We have returning guests, Jack, Isabel, and Kass from the Spelljammer campaign coming. Jack and Kass as different characters, and we have a couple of special guests joining us for the first time. And please don't kill us. We have Annie Fox. And we also have Aubie Merrylees.
You guys both have such whimsical names. Like, Annie Fox and Aubie Merrylees.
Yeah.
And the stroke of midnight.
Yeah.
Rolling on an adventure tonight that is based on a pre-written adventure called Curtain Call, a Sharn Adventure. This is designed by Robert Aducci, Keith Baker, and Wayne Chang. Special shout out to them. In the city of Waterdeep. It's a rainy night. Sometime before the age of stars falling from the sky, the city erupting in earthquakes. Years before that, we enter on a rainy night in this metropolis on the Sword Coast. People are scurrying through the streets, hiding from the rain, wind blowing through. And we pan over the city and find ourselves in the city of the dead. This is an enormous park in Waterdeep that houses an enormous cemetery. And as we fly over it, you can see that there are not many people here walking amongst the graves. But kneeling at one tombstone, you see Ruby Hayworth. This cabaret legend, glamour personified. Kneeling at the grave, as the rain drips down the stone, you see the name Isabel Hayworth. What do you look like as you visit the grave?
Why am I already about to cry? Yeah, I would say that it's about, I don't know, 40 or so years pre when we meet Ruby later. Those of you who are watching the Spelljammer. Her hair is black but streaked with some gray. It's kind of starting to turn kind of glinty silver. And she has on a large black heavy cloak with a hood for the rain. And she's kneeling down on the grave, and she is holding, or near the grave, and is holding her violin. And she kind of takes a moment in the rain, and I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and kind of just have like the wind and the trees like pick up pretty quickly around. Yeah.
Wind buffets, the rain spraying across the gravestone.
And I touch the necklace I'm wearing around my neck that's a diamond. And I place my hand on my heart, and then I place one hand on the gravestone that says Gable's name.
Memories start flashing through your head. You remember your home together. You remember the brownstone that you shared. You remember
We
her
took out
smile.
at the end.
You remember her smile. She looked at you. You remember her focus. When she was busy late at night running the books. You remember how you felt on the day that you learned she had been murdered by the mob boss, Travis.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That memory comes and sends a chill down your heart.
Eric's got all
Oh,
sorts of
shit.
plans.
Before you think back to happier times, bringing your minds back to focus on what really matters, remembering Gable. You remember the way it felt when you signed to purchase this space that would become the cabaret you would run together. You remember what it felt like hiring people, becoming business leaders. You remember what it felt like to be both exhausted and yet satisfied with the work that you were doing, struggling towards this dream. As you think on that, kneeling, the wind blowing around you, your hand on her grave, you're gonna flash back years earlier.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
As we
Uh-oh.
travel to a somewhat similar night. Years and years prior. Rainy, windy night in Waterdeep. Here, people bustling about, a different feeling, maybe with the rose-colored glasses of memory, but there was something alive about the city. People going to and from to various theaters, going to the different taverns to get drinks, going bar crawling, people seeming not even to notice the rain, just going about their lives, youth going through their veins as we fly through the streets of Waterdeep alive. Go through. And we find ourselves in a particular part of town, the Southern Ward. This neighborhood,
Of course.
Of course.
this neighborhood with as much hope as the two of you. This neighborhood that crawls itself out of hard conditions, that works tooth and nail to achieve its dreams. There's a tenacity in the air, small businesses starting up as we go to the facade of a small cabaret. A sign out front with a fresh coat of paint on it says, "The Crown Jewel." And we see a few people bustling about outside, talking to each other, walking by. There's a few walk through the door and go down the stairs where there's these almost neon sort of lights walking down, turning a corner. Smoke fills the air as we enter into this space, the Crown Jewel Cabaret. As we come in, we can see that there is not a full bar here. There's not a crowd gathered. It's about half full. People smoking cigarettes in here, brick
Worse.
walls on the sides, and a small stage with somewhat dilapidated red curtains. The ceiling is a little bit peeling. Some of the paint is kind of chipped. Not pristine, but heart and soul in here. As we enter into the space, we can see that there are a few waiters and waitresses going around serving drinks to people. The stage is empty for the time being, but we see kitchen, people working, serving up food, the bar, people shaking up drinks, and we see darting between tables, between various workers, chefs, bartenders. We see a woman running the show. And if you would like to describe Gable Hayworth for us.
Isabel Hayworth. Married to my beautiful Ruby over here. Built this place now with 2 hands. I knew she had a talent and she needed a stage. So here we are, the crown jewel.
Ooh.
As Gable is going back and forth,
Period.
fielding new people coming in to get tables, helping with the short staff, the wait staff, going back and forth. We pan around and we can see that there's a lot of people just having conversation, smoking, drinking, before the lights begin to dim. These arcane sort of lanterns begin to dim, and a lantern comes up on the stage itself. As we hear a voice coming from somewhere, unclear, this mellifluous announcing voice saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited long enough for tonight's entertainment."
Oh, I love being here.
Yeah, I know. I'm on vacation right now.
Baby.
We have a wonderful show for you tonight, so buckle up and strap in. We're gonna start off with something quite special for you all. The Titan, with the talented toes who can tip-tap till the town retires. Please give a warm round of applause for Renek Eto'o. As the crowd begins to the curtains part, and we see a figure enter onto the stage as music begins to play from behind. Who do we see?
So you see coming out, he's got his hands in his pockets, right? And you see this relatively tall, some might call me tall, I guess, like maybe 6 foot, 6'7", 6'7".
Oh, 6'7".
Yeah, quite tall, you know. And you see him, he's just walking out, he's got his head down and his hair's hanging in these dreads, these long black dreads, kind of starting to swear as he swears. And he's got very dark skin, like chocolate, and you also notice, though, looking at him, that he's quite scarred, right? It's got like a lot of scars from years of training and fighting. But tonight, Renek, we're wearing some slacks, you know. We got some suspenders on. We've got, you know, sometimes I like to wear my like purple blazer, but tonight I didn't want to wear the blazer. Tonight I was just feeling like a button up, right? And you know, but it's mostly buttoned down. You know, you see a lot of the chest popping out. You know, the people like it, I guess. I just give them what they want, right? But you know, you also see he's got. I'm wearing this necklace, this ivory beaded necklace with 2 saber-toothed lion fangs hanging down in the middle. And that's really all my embellishments, right? It's all I accessorize with, but I never go anywhere without my tap shoes. And I come out onto the stage with my eyes closed, my hands in my pocket, and I start easing into a number, slowly tapping my feet away. And again, I'm not really ever looking at the audience. My performance is not so much about the audience. You see, it's all for me.
It's for you.
It's for me. And you see my heart come out and my soul come out, and I perform this number. And I get lost in it. It's like jazz. It's like jazz coming out of me. It's just my voice and my expression in my feet. And I'm hanging low, swinging around.
As you're getting into it, you hear a few coming from around.
There you
Gabriel,
go.
you can see
Let's
that the people are just glued to her neck
Yeah.
as he carries carries on this dance. Before long, kind of sliding across the stage, out in front of you at the perfect moment, a drum set comes out in front of you to continue your performance.
Great. So that's right there. That's my djembe, and my djembe is like it's this wooden drum. It's sort of hourglass shape maybe, and it's got a rawhide sort of drum top that you play, and you play it between your legs on the ground. So that completes my act as I sit down. Changes the tone, really changes the tone of the act quite a bit and brings everything down here. And then I play that out, it builds up to this really exciting beat, this moment, and you're having fun, you're having it, you're loving it, we were together, and then I end, and I leave the stage.
Yes. Sick.
Everyone
Wait,
in the
I'm in
crowd.
love with him.
I know, right? It's overwhelming.
It may not be an enormous crowd, but they all go wild for the people who are here. Big whoops and cheers as people are ordering more drinks and kind of settling into their seats, getting ready for the rest of this show. As Renek, you go off stage. Leaving the stage, the lights come up for a moment as people order their drinks and everything, and so the lights dim again, and this voice comes out. And now, you know her, you love her, the woman who broke 1,000 hearts, but never her internal organs. Brava! Hey!
That's me.
As the lights come up and we see a figure enter, Jack, would you like to describe your character
Yes.
for us?
So Brava comes out and sort of tiptoes slowly. You see she's wearing sort of like a lace and leather getup. So very like sort of multicolored like pastel rainbow lace, but then with some like hard shoulder pads, leather, stark. Yeah, write it down.
Leather.
Yeah,
I recognize you.
choker.
Everyone is hot.
Choker. She's wearing, or she has a black sort of bob, but it's like somewhat curly. It's not like a severe straight bob. It's wavy and has some bounce to it. And a few freckles, and then as I come out, I say to the audience, I say, Brava.
They whisper back,
Brava. And then that's when I will unsheath a dagger that I have and lick it. And then I go. And then I open up and I place it down my throat.
Yeah.
amazing.
As they do.
I'm gonna have you make a performance check.
Okay. 24.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
There are screams in the audience. You put it down. You hear a couple of people, like almost involuntarily, like a ghost leaving their body, screaming out no and reaching out to you as you stick the dagger down into your throat, and as you pull it out, Gable, you notice as well the sound of a boom. As someone in the middle of the crowd passes out and just collapses into the floor.
Yeah.
I
run to them, I pick them up, haul them over my shoulder, get them out.
Absolutely.
Get him out.
Wait.
Firemen carry them out of the cabaret.
Two things. Forgot to mention, I do have little horns as well. I am a tiefling. Can I see who passed out?
Yeah, you can see.
I can. How
Yeah.
far away?
Just like 15 feet or so.
Okay, when I take out my dagger, I'm throwing it at the table and trying to get it to just land in the table.
Make an attack roll for me.
An attack roll?
Yeah, make an attack roll at this table.
At the table.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
As you pull it out, you flick it. It shoots through the air, past someone's ear, just shoot right there and into the table. Where this person passed out, sticking up perfectly. There's shocked silence.
This feels like the kind of like stories people would tell like years later. Like, I was there. Do you know what I mean? Like early days of performing.
100%. There's no law here, no like safety laws or anything in this day and age. As it swings through, shocked silence, and then more screaming and clapping as the dagger still kind of singing as it's screaming now.
Gold coins flying at the stage.
That's Brava Hey. You finish up
I bow.
your act.
And I blow a kiss and I walk off. I waltz off.
The applause continues for a long while, minus one person who fully couldn't handle it.
Yeah, we threw them out.
Yeah.
You can't watch the show, you can't be here.
You can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, let's say, right?
And the lights come up again as these people are enraptured. A couple more people are coming in. As you can see, that people have pulled out sending stones to tell like family and friends about this show. So the crowd is starting to fill out just a little bit more as you're continuing with the show. Still music sort of playing in the background. The lights dim again, and you hear the same voice coming from seemingly everywhere. And now, the man with a heart of gold, pipes of gold, and the face of time itself. Roll the Swarthens. And we see a figure enter the stage.
Yes,
What do we see?
right before, preceding Rovis' entrance, you hear just a little creaking, and you see this old tiefling man push out a cart. I'm mostly bald with white hair on the sides, and I got a little newsboy cap on my head, and two little horns peeking out from beneath the cap. And I've got glasses, big glasses, I'm very old. Got pock marks on my face, wrinkles, and this kindly smile. And behind me is trailing a very short tail, very short for a tiefling. Looks like it's been clipped, and I'm dressed in an old suit and a little bow tie, and I'm pushing this cart out, and I have this walking staff in the other hand. I push this cart out to the middle of the stage, and on top of the cart is 3 bowls, and I hold my hand up. The audience quiets down.
Yeah, there were a few people that were kind of clapping with the slow entrance, and they stopped.
And then there's a long pause, and I look at and then I walk over and pull this rope, and as I pull this rope, this little curtain comes down to sort of like mask some of the lights, so it's a little bit darker. And I look it in, and then I go back to the bowls.
The bowls?
And the card has 3 bowls on top of it. Right. And I touch one of the bowls, and as I touch it, you hear this very faint sound of rain. Oh my God. And just ever so quiet. And I sort of move I move my hand along the bowl, and you hear it. And then I reach down and I pick up 2 pieces of what looks like plastic off of the cart, and I crinkle them, and as I crinkle them, they make a sound like popping, like insects, like, and you hear, and then I pause and I touch the bowl again, and you hear, and the rain gets a little louder, and then yes, exactly, I pick up this piece of sheet metal and I wave it, and you hear thunder, and then I put the sheet metal down and I twist the plastic again, and then I go back to the bowls and I draw my finger across one, and you hear just a just this drone, and I look at it very, and you hear the drone, and it continues after I withdraw my hand, and then I reach over the last bowl, and I pull up, and the water comes up out of the bowl and starts to dance.
You hear an old woman in the crowd go, "Oh my god!"
And the water starts to dance, and then, is this where my daughter comes in?
Yeah. So then I come on.
Yeah.
Walk onto the. I'm in sort of in the back corner of the stage. Not the main event, but just to provide a little bit of support.
Supports me sometimes.
Huh.
The audience can't see this, but I'm quietly weeping at the beauty that my father has created. It's really, really important for me to be able to spend time with him at the end of his life, and also to watch him perfect an art that he spent a century plus
Yes.
on. So, gently wiping the tears from my eyes, I bring out a massive didgeridoo, bigger than you've ever seen.
Oh my god.
I pulling it. There's a small sound of like as it drags along the ground. Okay. I sit down and I start to play. It's a slow drum.
And as she starts to play, out of the second bowl, you see the face. First you see the claws, these pink claws, and then the face of a possum.
Oh
my god. Out of the bowl.
Screams in the audience.
Oh my god!
We'll upload it for you. And this possum starts to. And people definitely recoil. But I hold up my hand and we lull them into the sense of calm, and the possum stands up on two legs and begins to dance a little bit, and I reach down and I draw a mallet across some chimes, and you hear ching, and the rain gets louder, and we continue on as the possum dances, and this is the show.
Holy.
That is art.
That is art.
That is abstract.
And then
As the possum dances.
As the
It sounds like a poem.
Oh my god.
As
We need
you
to see this live.
finish the act, and the possum recedes back into the bowl.
Wow.
Very well trained possum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finishing your didgeridoo, the sounds
I got no part of this.
all
I'm not even here.
dissipate, and there is a stunned silence.
I suddenly look a little distracted and maybe a little confused.
I come up. I guide him off the stage, gently whispering.
As they all
Yeah.
slow clap.
And then this way, Dad. Come on.
You hear the same woman, the old woman in the audience, go, "That was my favorite. He's my favorite." As they continue to clap for your act.
I know.
Yeah.
Carrying on off the stage.
You see, and Renek is in the wings. He on the side. He's been watching, and it's just he goes every night to watch this act on the wings. In the wings. He loves this one. He loves this one.
As you go off the stage, there's a somewhat large human man in a suit waiting off the stage with a clipboard.
A clipboard. Somehow seems out of place in this world.
As he comes up to you, Gable, and says, "Ms. Hayworth, pleasure to see you. My name is Ron. I'm with the company, DigiWindows. I'm here to give you the invoice. It's 100 gold pieces that will be needed either all at once or in installments of 20 gold pieces for 5 weeks. If you could just sign here, that would be great."
What's this about?
I got a pen for you. Why don't you come up downstairs?
Wherever your office is, absolutely. Hey, when's that fiddle player coming on? I'd like to see her.
You'll see.
All right, lead the way.
Gable, you need my help?
Absolutely not, Papa.
All right.
As he follows you wherever you're taking him, the voice comes on again out front, and you hear this voice as the lights dim once more. There's a hush as you hear, "And now, the man who's investigated a dozen mysteries in the last week alone. Our resident private eye, Max Murlock. And coming on the stage is a fellow performer. There's this man who, his name is Max Murlock. He is in a full three-piece suit with a fedora on. As he comes out,
Interesting.
as he comes out, he already has a lit cigarette in his mouth, and he drags his own stool out to the middle of the stage and places it as the lights dim into a spotlight on him.
The most immature. I'm sorry.
As Max Murlock comes to the front of the stage, fedora sort of over one eye, takes a drag of the cigarette, sits down. He says, I wrote this about a case I took 5 nights ago. It's called Fire. When she walked in my door, I knew it wasn't the person who walked in my door, but rather that trouble had walked in my door.
Oh no.
Fire. Her hair red as the flames that burnt down the bank where my parents' savings were. Fire. She sent me on a mission. Told me to kill someone. Make them bleed red. Fire.
Who okayed this?
I don't know, I'm downstairs taking care of something.
As
Yeah.
but I couldn't do it. Not in cold blue blood. Well, I still have a heart inside of me, red like fire.
That's deep.
I told her no. She looked back at me. She said, I feel sorry for you. Her lips painted red.
Fire. Fire.
The audience.
Fire.
Puts out the cigarette on the stool, drags it off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one gets snapped.
Snaps. On the
Smattering
snaps.
of applause.
Yeah.
As
We're signing.
the lights come up on a confused audience, ordering drinks and different things. You can see, anyone who's looking out there can see that there are a few people here who are obsessed with Max Murlock. Super in.
Niche.
Fully
big
thought in.
Yeah.
As more drinks are ordered and such, more people coming in until finally the lights go down. And now, the act you've all been waiting for.
Sure.
The crown jewel of the crown jewel. Ruby Hayworth!
That's my girl!
So many people here to see
downstairs.
Ruby specifically.
That's my girl!
As the curtains part and we see Ruby Hayworth, even less gray streaks than we saw her in the City of the Dead. We see her come out. What does Ruby look like and do in her cabaret performance here at the Crown Jewel?
Yeah, Ruby comes out and as you said, her hair is pretty much fully jet black now, and she's got a big mass of curls, and she's wearing kind of a low cut gown that's covered in fur and feathers, and she wears elbow length gloves, and there's a train.
This is your tea song
Oh, it
from your first episode.
Eric. I've got this train that goes on behind me, and my lips are painted red. I have 2 black horns that kind of nestle back in my hair. You kind of wouldn't see them on first glance, but those who know they're there know they're there. And she has these pale gray eyes, and she just looks out at the audience she picks up her violin and she says, "Hello, my name is Ruby Hayworth. Thank you for coming out tonight."
Oh.
She looks at the audience and she says, "I hope you don't mind if I play us a song." And then
Begin to
plays the violin.
The violin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even more than on the intellectual level that some of the audience members are watching, say Max Murlock. There's an adoration here. There's almost an enchantment happening as Ruby, you come out and play the violin for them. The audience, to a person, is entranced by you.
I am also using thaumaturgy as I'm going to kind of make the violin reverberate throughout the back of the house and kind of bounce off the walls and kind of create like a wind that passes over the audience.
You can almost see this vaporous, arcane, almost smoke coming off of your violin. This magic music shooting through, swirling through this space, passing through tables, making people's glassware vibrate at the same frequency and sing along with the violin as it passes through everyone watching closely. We cut over to Gable. Where are you leading this person?
Who am I leading this person?
The person with the clipboard who's wanting the money.
I mean, you don't really want to know, but I'll tell you.
Tough guy. Why I oughta.
Why I oughta is what I say. I say, come with me. All right. I go like this. Which is the universal symbol for, you really want to ask me for 100 gold coins? Or do you really want to find 10 gold fingers?
I see why you're marrying her.
Yeah,
You see his jaw clench and his eyes go wide. Make an intimidation check for me with advantage.
Okay.
I just want to say, I have followed.
Yeah, sure. You're
You
watching
have.
this interaction.
Yeah, from like, as far
Okay,
as
and then what's my...
Annie Fox said.
Nice.
We got an 18, okay?
It's real nice.
Nice.
God, she's good.
You see him clam up.
My daughter.
You see, at the mention of the 10 fingers, he goes pale a little bit. Sort of wipes a bit of sweat from his brow.
Yeah.
No, I don't want any trouble with you,
No,
Miss
you don't.
Hayworth. I'm just doing my job. You gotta understand that.
You know what? Hey, come here. You listen to me, okay? Come in close.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
Hands
you're
down.
doing your job. But I gotta tell you something. You hear those beautiful notes coming from up above? You hear that violin that's being played?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that. I built this cabaret so that beautiful woman could play that violin. And I'm gonna do what I can to keep us in the black!
Okay, Miss Hayworth, I understand. I understand. You know, I think the world of that. I think that's great. I don't want to.
Because I love that!
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell. I have a family too. They depend on me. I don't want anything to, anything wrong to happen with.
Oh, you got family too. You hit me right in the soft spot.
I
didn't think you might say that.
I can lose this paperwork for a little bit of time, but things get lost in the jumble, things get filed away in the wrong place. I'll do what I can.
You alright down there, Gable?
Papa! Get out of here.
You see me creep around like,
Peeking.
and then I pull back and you don't see my face again.
No, I didn't want my father to see me like that.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, let me see what I can do. You got a family, man. You gotta say you got a family. Having said that, I look into one of my millions of pockets.
Yeah.
I'm covered in them.
100%.
I love that.
Okay. I got got 2 gold coins for you.
Yeah, that'll tide him over. I can.
Two.
Two is great. 2 is great.
You make sure that your children have something to eat.
Thank you, Saber.
And you don't tell anybody what happened here tonight.
I would never. I swear to you. I swear to you.
Because I'm going to run an operation that is in the clear, but it's just not now.
I believe it.
Alright, get out of here.
Takes the 2 gold coins and nods, backing up, and then quickly speed walks past you, roll this.
Watch it.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Speed walks away from the 2 of you as you cut back up to Ruby, finishing her performance. The magic, this sort of music swirling around, finishes its journey around the room before going back into the violin.
Yeah, I look at the crowd and I take them all in and I say, "It's been a pleasure having you all at Crown Jewel. We really hope you'll come again. Thank you." And I whip around with my dress.
And the lights go down as you do that flourish and come back up. You're gone from the stage.
Wow.
As the crowd goes wild, roaring their approval. The waitstaff continues to serve drinks as all these drunken patrons are, they're pulling out their sending stones. They're telling their friends and family that they gotta come and see the Crown Jewel. They gotta see Ruby Hayworth
We're on the
perform.
way
There's
up.
nothing like it.
on the way
People
up.
finishing up as last call goes around for the night.
Tips?
Tips.
Yeah, seriously.
Pass in the hat.
I'll go around with my little newsboy cap and very slowly, without saying anything, I'm just holding it out.
The possum picks
as
up
designated
tips.
tip collector.
The possum has a
Go and make a
tiny
persuasion
hat.
check for me. Roll this.
All right. It's a natural 3. I could look up my score, or
I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
It's you go around.
That's the guy.
And,
Possum is like hissing at people as I do it.
you are able to collect 22 silver pieces from people as you go around.
Not too shabby.
Well, that's pretty good.
As you collect this money, bringing around Rovis and Gable, you are now returned. The night gets on. Everyone wrapping up, getting their coats on, and heading back out into the rainy night. Near around it's close to 11 to midnight-ish is when the bar is cleared out. And you all gather together in the house at a table. All of you gathered to split the tip that Rovis has collected, to go over any notes or anything for the performances, to go over any questions, and largely just to share a drink at the end of a long night together. You all are gathered here. Rovis, you have 22 silver pieces to share with them if you would like.
I disseminated promptly. I give it to them.
Right. I pull out my cigarette holder and some cigarettes and kind of offer them to anyone who wants one. Smoke?
Absolutely.
I hand them out. I say,
Can't anymore.
that's probably for the best, Rovis. Perhaps next time someone else goes around with a hat. Your act is really wonderful, Rovis, but I think that sometimes, what's your possum's name?
Huh?
What's your possum's name?
Gendry.
Chendry?
Gendry.
Gendry. I think sometimes perhaps Gendry is scared of the silver.
He's a good dog.
Yeah, that's right.
And I pat him. And he goes,
I was just gonna say, I think you might be right, Rubes. I think maybe I could do better.
You were very good tonight, Brava.
Brava!
Oh,
They eat that shit up.
They really do. Just like you.
As you are having this conversation, sharing this end of the night drink, sitting at this table, the smoke still kind of filling the air. Coming out from backstage, you see Max Murlock come out. Max Murlock is kind of unbuttoning this three-piece suit, taking off the hat, wiping his brow. As he takes it off, he kind of unbuttons his jacket and reveals like he's wearing basically a T-shirt underneath that says Literature Con. As he comes out and he's like, "Hey guys, that was a pretty good show up tonight. I just want to thank you again for having me on, doing me this favor. You know, it's been a hoot." As Max Murlock comes out, you know him to be an actor who puts on this private eye sort of guise, this gimmick with spoken word poetry and fake stories. As he sits down, he says, "I actually have something that I want to tell you guys about. Might be of interest to you. Can I get some of that?" As he points to some whiskey on the table.
Sure, Max.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of lean over to Gable and I say, "Did you hire him? I can't remember."
No.
All right. Do I remember how he got here?
You can make a history check.
How you rolled in. Nice.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You know that you put out like a wanted ad for waitstaff. That's how you got the waitstaff. He answered it thinking that it was for performers at this cabaret, and it was just going up during all of your rehearsal time and doing his act as well, and just sort of slowly by osmosis became a part of the crew.
The crowd likes me.
Where he just has this one character that he plays, this private eye. As he takes the bourbon from you and says, "Thanks a lot." Gives a shot.
Sit down. You're making me nervous.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Roldis, as he takes a seat. But there's nothing to be nervous about. In fact, there's something to be excited about. You see, tonight after the show, I had someone come up to me, and they had an offer. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened to me where people think that I'm a private eye. And I can understand how they get that impression, but I just like to keep up this story when they come up and tell me what fans they are and everything. But this one was particularly interesting because this was PT Timbers who came up to me. As all of you, go ahead and make history checks for me.
Okay.
PT Timbers.
PT Timbers.
Oh, no.
19.
6.
From 15.
12.
Something very low.
What is that?
I think it's a dirty 6.
It's a 3.
If you're a 15 or higher, you know that PT Timbers is a bit of an entrepreneurial mogul in Waterdeep. He owns a chain of pie shops called Tasty Timbers that are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. Very popular. Some people have problems with them just because they sometimes come in and barge in on mom and pop shops and everything. They're
like a chain.
It's a chain, but also people love them. They're just they deal and they make really good pies. And PT Timbers is sort of the head of it. This famous CEO or whatever. PT Timbers was at the show tonight.
PT?
Wow.
Oh man, do I love you.
No.
You said, you haven't been to the Tasty Timbers. Oh my god.
Those chocolate pies.
And the pasties, it's like it's kind of amazing, and I cannot believe it. I've tried it. It's like McDonald's of the past.
It's very addicting.
What's McDonald's?
Oh, we have done it
never
in my
heard of
home.
these.
We have done it in my home. Maybe not here in Waterdeep. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I swear to you, he said his name and it all clicked for me. I said, that's P.T. Timbers right there. And he had a job for me. A bit of a, investigation job. And, so the thing with me is that I'm not on the best terms with the City Watch. I've made some mistakes in my life, and I'll own up to that. But
Very good.
they don't take kindly to me. But I thought that maybe I would bring this little investigation to my closest friends and just see if you all were interested, and we could do it, and we could split the reward, which according to PT. 500 gold.
500 gold?
Holy Moses.
500 golds. And, if we split that 6 ways, that's 100 gold each.
Well, as we're also...
Really? I don't think that math is right, actually.
What did he say, what?
I don't think that math is right.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
6 and 500 gold is not 100 each. I don't know where your cut comes in, actually.
Yeah. Well...
Maybe that
You can
500's
see him
for
just
us.
desperately trying to do math in his head. Yeah,
Perhaps
it
it
works
all
out.
goes to the house.
Yeah, perhaps it all goes to the house, Max.
Sure.
Otherwise, you have no job.
I suppose you're right.
Did he say anything about the show?
About the show? He seemed to be believe me quite a bit when I pretended to be an investigator up there.
That's it.
He seemed to have a good time. He seemed a little shaken up, but about what's going on in his life. But he also seemed to be a little drunk. So I'll bet he had a good time when it all evens out.
Did he give you any more information?
Oh yes, I just wanted to see if you were all interested.
We're interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, whatever
very good.
Gable says.
Well, I
She
think
deals
that we
with the
can all
money.
make out like bandits on this one. P.T. Timbers, he says that his brother goes by the name of Alvin. Has been missing since 2 nights ago. He says that his brother hasn't been seen hide nor hair. He's looking for someone to try and find him. Now, he said that he didn't want to go to the City Watch. I told him, you should probably go to the City Watch. And he said, no, I don't want to. I wanted a good investigator on this. So before you tell me, what I should have said to him, I said it to him. So he's looking for his brother. The only thing that he has a lead on is that Alvin spends some time occasionally going to the Misty Beard Tavern in the North Ward. And he needed to think and be alone. And, he apparently goes up there and pays the tavern keep enough money to just be able to have the place for the night by himself.
Do we know anything about the Misty Beard Tavern?
Have I ever been?
Are you asking DM or
Yeah, asking the DM.
Max? Go ahead and make a history check.
Can I make as well?
That's
I got a natural 20.
Oh,
I
you
had-
Nat
win
20.
that.
I had a feeling I knew.
Yes. This tavern was a big deal a long time ago. It is in rougher shape now. It's kind of been built around in the North Ward. It's still in sort of a working class area, but it's an old standby. Not many people go there though.
Misty Beard, that's where I used to go in the evenings with your mother. And you've been there for sure. I brought you.
Yeah, I remember.
It's an old it's an old standby. It's a good little place.
I put my hand on him. It's alright, darling, it's alright. She's a big softie.
Is your mother...
She doesn't like to talk about it. I'm sorry.
What? Did I love your mother?
She doesn't like to talk about it. We know how to get there.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, what do you say, team? Why don't we give this a shot? And I think that we'll all be rolling in it by the end of this.
Max,
Yeah.
don't you have something else to do?
I guess it was my turn to, do the
Close up.
close up and everything.
Wasn't it your
Count
turn to
cash.
sort of clean things up around here?
But I can do that. That sounds.
Well, if you have any other valuable information, we'll take it, of course. But if not, whatever you think.
Alright, you see him try to think for a second. Nope, nothing comes to mind.
Well, perhaps you work on your act, which was absolutely wonderful
Oh,
tonight.
thanks.
And do we have any sending stones or anything?
I don't think so.
All these people in the audience have sending stones.
It's a very high profile.
I do look around
They only gave us 22 silver.
the audience and the ground and everything to see if anyone has left.
If anyone left their cell phone behind,
Left their cell phone,
steal. Go ahead and make a luck check. Just roll a d20 for me.
Chuck.
Oh, it's gonna be an 8.
You find one sending stone with no match to it.
Well, for later. I slipped it into my pocket.
Well, I got something that I can give to you if it might help. It's part of sort of my preparation for my act. I tried to buy one of these, but I ended up buying a whole bunch of them in bulk. And you see that he reaches down and pulls out a box. And he says, "These I think might help if you're going out and trying to be covert. Trying to avoid the city watch, because that's what I would do." And he pulls out a box and he hands it to you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What do you got there?
No, I'm not very new to.
Careful.
No, I'm not from Waterdeep for a long time. What's wrong with the City Watch? Why don't we trust them?
They're all. Oh, go ahead.
He hands you a box, and Brava, you open it.
Bravo, what do you have?
I believe we have 6 mustache of mendacity. While wearing this mustache, you roll with advantage on deception and stealth skill checks.
Excellent.
Oh, incredible! I really needed that.
Are there 6 moosies in
There
there?
are 6.
You
Who wants
open it
which
up.
one?
And
on stealth and
you
what?
see
And
a
deception.
whole bunch of furry fake mustaches ready to be placed on your faces adhesively. Magic items would grant advantage on deception and stealth.
Oh my god.
I thought this would improve my act a little bit, I ended up with a lot more than I needed. So please have at 'em.
Max.
I'm going like unibrow or something because mine won't stick to my beard.
Wait. Can you use one of these? Can I have that one?
Yeah.
I want this kind.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
As a lot of you
Eric,
each take a fake mustache, a mustache of mendacity, preparing yourselves to enter the world. It says,
is mine center?
Yeah. It's
I would like to also just do a quick insight check on him or something. Make sure that he's not like leading us into like if he made a deal with PT
Yeah,
to try
that's
and
a
get us
good-
there or
"Make
something.
an insight check."
Oh, I never think of that at the beginning.
I know. Oh my
And at the end, I'm like, oh, they were secret
5.
agents.
That's good.
You
should think
You guys have twin mustaches.
You're still getting used to the weird, him flipping between.
It doesn't stick to the hair, so.
You're still getting used to the.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a dream come true for me right now. But
Wait, do we have another one?
there
Yeah.
should be 7 in there. I think.
Eric?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I didn't
of
even think about
course.
that. Thank you.
Really tickling my nose.
As
I mean, that's gonna take a little getting used to, for sure.
you do that 5 insight check on him. You're still getting used to him flipping back and forth between his private eye character and this version of him. So he's very hard to read. He just seems like
I'm
a
trying to get a read on him as well. Ruby finds
You do an
him
insight check?
absolutely dull. But
Totally.
is he
An insight-
shady? Ooh. I don't know. I don't know nothing. It's gonna be a 7.
A 7.
What does this give advantages? Deception and stealth.
Oh my god.
Yeah. How can we deceive him?
You have a moment where you try to look a little deeper, and then you feel a caterpillar crawling on your face. And you freak out for a second, and then you realize it's the mustache.
I take a mirror out of my bag, kind of a compact that has a mirror in it. I look at myself in the mustache, and they look like this. I'm assuming.
Yes, they do indeed.
Boy, this is a good.
Interesting. What do you think?
Who are
I
you?
mean,
Who are any of you?
I trust him about as far as we can throw him, but I can throw him pretty far.
That's true.
Throw him.
Him, that guy.
Max.
Murloc.
I'll have you know. Ruby and I have a cousin at the City Watch. Now, we're not very close.
Oh,
But if you are pulling anything, I want to let you know. We can pull in a favor.
I mean, a favor on my behalf would be great.
No, it's a threat. It's a threat.
Oh, gotcha. He gives a thumbs up to you. Hey, actually, if I get my reward out of this, then if I pass it along, could you pass it along to your cousin and pay him off and get me off their rolls?
We'd be happy to deliver that for you.
Yeah, we would be happy to. We're very grateful you're here, Max. Just keep shaping up your action. The floors need a good wipe down.
Everyone else left? Oh, okay. Well, good luck out there, everybody.
Thank you, Max. Thank
You
you.
did good, Max. You did.
You got some really, yeah. You got the audience right there with you. You know?
So you wipe down the chairs too.
Oh, all right. And you see him just get like a handkerchief out of his pocket and just starts to slowly just kind of rub things.
You know what? I didn't need you to go downstairs and get the actual wood cleaner.
Oh, I absolutely, ma'am, absolutely. And he goes off.
You guys trust him with the keys?
Well,
Well, the wood cleaner's not locked up. It's just right outside.
do we have any security? Do we have any security, like any kind
Not
of
right now, I
bouncer?
don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll come later.
That's alright. Right, he would be fine.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. He wants
Yeah,
to
sure.
perform. He wants to be here. He's gonna be
We
fine.
still need the chairs.
He's a good
cleaned.
kid.
We do need the chairs clean.
Listen, just promise him an extra act, in a week, and he'll be there for you.
Is this mustache really working for Cass? Like it's.
As you're talking, you hear him fall down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. I'm okay. He goes out.
Sounds
As
fine.
you all collect yourselves with this interesting mystery set out in front of you. This PT Timbers investigation. What do you all do?
Well, I think perhaps we go to this misty beard.
The night is young.
The night is young. Does
Alright.
anyone have anything they need to
At
do?
least something is.
Come on.
Oh, leave Pops alone. Leave
Yeah, right.
Leave Pops alone.
And then I sort of like stare off into the distance.
Oh, come on, man. Let's go have a drink. Yeah, the next what's the background?
I'm buying the Misty.
The Misty Beard
Beard.
Tavern. We got the Misty Beard Tavern. Come on, let's go. Let's go have a drink. You, me, and what's his
I
name?
tell you.
Chimbers?
It's Gendry. And Gendry comes out and like.
You just call him Chimbers?
And we walk, and I will spend the rest of whatever the time walking. I'll just spend it jabbering your ear off
Let's stop.
about the City Watch and regaling you with stories of like battle and all of that.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
Yeah. And there were 8 of us. There were only 8 of us.
As you all head out into the streets of Waterdeep, the rain is much lighter now, and it's been a little bit replaced by a mist kind of drifting through the streets. As you travel, saving money by walking through these streets. The night is still young.
Saving money.
I love that. Saving money by walking.
Serving
Head up
Yeah.
along the
from
way.
the southern ward. You get a few people in your own ward give you kind of raised eyebrows and nods as you can see them noticing your mustaches.
They know it.
Do they know
serious
who?
way.
They know who we are?
Some of them do.
Even
some
with the
of them-
mustaches, I thought we were unrecognizable.
It is. You quickly learn it's not a disguise.
Oh,
Just you put it on and you're very charming and convincing. all
Well,
of
I
a sudden.
feel that.
You can almost feel it, in your bones as you go from the southern ward up to the north ward. Traveling up into this area, this is more of like a sort of a middle class area. A lot of residences and different things built up recently around an area that used to have a different vibe to it and used to be kind of the center of nightlife in this section of city.
This used to be the center of the nightlife in the whole city.
No, really.
Please.
And a lot of memories come flooding back to you, Rolbus, of the Misty Beard Tavern.
I'm used to it.
You remember people falling out of the door, people drinking on the streets outside, lanterns being lit outside in the street, and as
The
you
streets
approach...
were full.
As you approach...
Sorry, continue.
It's making my mustache go.
I know, honestly.
Will not stay.
As you...
Mine's staying super well. Like, it feels like it is, like, it's part of your
I think
face.
anyone with like stubble,
It's
it
not
doesn't
great.
stay.
It's
Yeah.
not great. You
Try this.
find yourself in on these same streets, but changed. A different vibe to them now. Now there's a lot of cracks in the stone of the walls and the streets around you.
The city's going to hell.
As you go through, there are people walking around the street, but as you turn a corner, you see the block where the Misty Beard Tavern is. And the strange thing about the Misty Beard is it was almost like a speakeasy back in the day, except everyone knew about it. In that the facade of it is almost no different from all the different storefronts and residences next to it. There's just outside of it a now largely faded sign with the image carved into it is that of a lower face, the lower half of a face, and a beard made of a cloud. The exterior is somewhat scarred from weather and use, and there's a sturdy door, front entrance into it. And what you see in front of it is one member of the City Watch standing in front of the Misty Beard Tavern, and you see just a bit of a sort of taped sign up that says City Watch, crime scene, do not trespass. As you can see, someone kind of stumbling. There's like a half elf that's like stumbling in front of the City Watch and like glaring and looking at the like closed sign, and then just stumbling off down the street as this City Watch is just kind of patrolling back and forth in front of this door, and you see the Misty Beard Tavern, which is the last place that Alvin is known to be. What are you all doing?
I don't know, like against a wall, you know, like just
All of your heads are stacked on top of one another, looking around the corner at this tavern.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no! I get out of formation and say, listen, I don't really want any trouble tonight. I've been here peaceful, and I don't want to be fighting tonight. I don't want any. Can we just? I want to hang out with you guys. You know, I don't want to have a good night and a good evening, but I really I don't want to get involved in something beyond us or bigger than us, you know, like...
Renee,
Yeah, Miss Ruby.
these are the type of nights that memories are made. And we are so lucky to have you with us at our humble cabaret. And we would love your presence with us tonight. But of course, don't want to make you do anything you don't want to, but just know that we care for you deeply.
Oh, Miss Ruby.
It's just a night at a bar.
And I look at Brava like this. Just a night at the bar. Okay. And I kind of blush under my cheeks. Okay.
Can I do an insight? Is there something going on? Are they sleeping together? Like, what is...
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I mean, I know you're into women, but... I mean...
And then Kass and Jack, if you are trying to deceive, then you can make deception checks with advantage because of your mustaches.
Well, I mean...
I'm trying to flirt. Like, I'm trying
16.
to get Ronek to want to stay with us, but I'm not...
They're not hooking up.
I am interested, but Brava isn't
right,
interested.
and I would say, we don't have a history, but, like,
This is what you gather, Ruby.
Yeah.
And I'm charmed for sure. I'm, what can I say? I'm just a man. I'm a mortal man, and I have my weaknesses.
There was only one of them.
There's
One watchman.
Only one city watch doing a little patrol outside this door.
You know,
A little patrol.
we could use the old silvery tongue and talk our way in.
Maybe you
Like
know
we
something
used to
about
do.
that,
You're
brother.
damn right, Papa.
I think that's a great idea. Or we could create some sort of diversion.
Oh, Gendry could help us.
Gendry,
Possibly.
perhaps Gendry could help us.
We're not. We're not.
I didn't have an idea if I said the end of that. But I do think that Possum could do something for us.
I don't see why not. Yeah, put it to work. Is it a Gendry? I kind of a push.
What did you just
I can't understand you.
Is Gentry a boy or a girl?
Oh, okay.
I don't understand. She said I don't see why that
He's a
Possum couldn't
good
help
boy.
us.
He's a good dog.
Yeah, let's send him. Let's send a dog out there.
I love this voice.
I can am I able to communicate with Gentry, or do I have to? I can't speak with animals if unnecessary.
What do you want to communicate to?
I just want to, he knows the drill. He goes up and he knows to climb up his leg and try to get in his shirt and then run around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, so to climb up the guards, like
Yeah, like the
freak
old,
him out and run around the corner.
the old bait and switch.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You whisper to your little doggy, and try to get Gendry
Gendry.
to follow these orders.
Shivers. Is that what
As
Cass
you-
called it?
You all see Rolvis do a little like whispering, chittering with the possum on his shoulder.
He thinks he can
Rolvis
speak possum.
climbs down. Gentry
Wisdom.
climbs down Rolvis's like chest and leg, just claws out, and starts skittering around the corner towards the guard. Go ahead and make an animal handling check to see how this is getting.
Well, proficient in that.
Oh.
I am, in fact. Oh, it's a 14. I think that's going to be an 18. Let me just check. It is, in fact, a 19.
19 for Gentry to
baby.
understand these instructions. Gentry skitters out. All of your heads are around the corner again. As Gentry is skittering through the mist towards this guard. This guard is gets like a big yawn, kind of going back and forth, and then you see the guard freeze as you see slowly pink claws just
Oh my god.
Ew.
climbing up as Gentry's possum nose goes up and just starts sniffing.
Ew.
The city watch's face sticks out a slimy tongue and just licks the lips of the city watch.
What?
And then skitters down. The city watch and just starts like retching as the possum as Gentry runs away around the corner. The city watch is going to run not towards the possum, but is going to run kind of diagonally across the street towards where there's a waste bin and just start puking.
We're sneaking on
into
in.
the
We're
trash
all
can.
sneaking
As
in.
you all dart towards the door.
Maybe we should have thought about going in the
I'm gonna
back
have
door
all
or
of you,
something.
all of you make stealth
Wait, no.
checks.
With advantage.
With advantage because you're wearing your mustaches.
Natural 20.
Oh dear, I got a 6.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, what's the advantage?
You can roll twice
Oh,
and
right,
take
that's
the higher.
right, I forgot.
Okay.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 20.
21.
Jesus.
11.
Okay.
Oh,
20!
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Get plus 1 to start.
As your group check.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
2 natural 20s on those
Your,
stealths.
your group check is out of this world. 2 nat 20s and mostly in the 20 range. You all
You're clunking around.
start
a little.
silently.
I'm like, Gentry!
The 4 of you.
Back here.
Meet us inside!
You hear the guard in the middle of rushing. What? And like turn around. As the 4 of you have like silently, like very professionally gotten to the door. You turn around and you see Rolvis. Like into the night, like whispering for Gendry, as this guard is still puking.
Yeah.
Before Rolvis, you quickly turn and go back in, and just as you're shutting the door behind you, you see with a little squeaking sound, Gendry goes into, makes it into the tavern, and you silently shut the door behind you
That's a nice look.
and are inside the tavern.
I know, it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's very good.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
What I'll say with the mustaches, what I was just gonna say was that mechanically, it's just whenever you want to use the ability, you can put it on.
Okay.
You don't have to keep it on the whole time.
Okay.
Wind.
I'm gonna keep mine on just because it's...
You never know what's gonna hit you.
You never know.
You
what's
never
gonna hit me,
know.
exactly.
You
You never know when you want to be a charming person.
Exactly.
You
Ay,
made it
ay.
inside.
Why?
Inside the Misty Beard.
It's like one of those
Tavern.
pour strips.
Yeah.
I love those.
With the door silently shut behind you. What you see in here, in the interior, are the obvious signs of a struggle. There are knocked over chairs and an overturned table. You can see that the commotion seems to be focused around one particular corner where there's broken glass from a bottle and goblet lying on the floor. And you can see, just on a cursory glance as you're all entering and just taking all in, just kind of like general view, you can see that there's dry liquid on the ground and you see some darker spots that might be blood.
Okay.
As you have entered here,
Uh-oh.
no one else is in here with
Blood.
you. Where are you going to investigate?
I'm going right up to that corner with the broken glass and the blood. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Had to think about it.
You go up to the broken glass,
Yeah,
that corner where
that's
there's
right.
like these broken shards and everything.
Uh-huh.
You can see that there's broken tableware. There's broken like fake silverware.
Fake silverware, you say? Fake.
Yeah,
Oh, what do you mean
just
fake?
cheap silverware.
Oh, okay.
And
What are they hiding?
Breaks in your hand.
what you see in the midst of those is not only broken glass but broken pieces of porcelain.
Okay.
And
What
kind of-
would a teacup drinking person be doing in the bar?
you
I
kind of
pose this to the room.
sift it with your foot, and in the piece of porcelain, picking through the larger pieces, you find what looks like a porcelain mask.
Mask.
I'm gonna give you this clue.
Ooh.
Oh my god, somebody here was hiding their identity. They didn't want to be seen.
Isn't that what you're doing? Yeah, husband.
Very
You make an interesting point.
I'm gonna say, Gable,
severe mask.
we don't know who could be here.
It's broken completely in what way?
It's just pieces of it are kind of cracked off, but it still has like this general shape. It's a very specific shape.
I just put it on.
Oh my god.
You put it on.
Oh, but you don't know where that's been.
It's very Phantom of the Opera, where like
Blood in it.
half
Yeah.
your face diagonally is out in the open and the other half is covered. It's a little chilling to see.
Hey, look at me!
Ah!
Yeah, take it off. I'll take it off. I take it off and hand it
To me?
to brother.
When I put it on, does it look awesome?
It looks.
It's
It looks like something that almost like a chorus in a Greek tragedy would wear.
Oh, I'm hit with a wave of sadness.
Did you said there was there were furniture knocked over, there was the corner with broken glass. What else did you say? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
No, totally. You see that there are overturned chairs where there seems to have been a struggle, overturned table and overturned chairs. You can see that there is spots of like dried liquid. And then also as you look around, you can see that there is in the corner a bag on the ground.
A bag.
Let's look at this bag.
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? We should check what's in the bag.
Oh.
You find
ID papers.
a full purse.
Another identity we could take on.
This bag that is full of gold coins. A great deal of money. And taking out the papers that are inside, you see identification papers for Alvin Timbers.
Alvin Timbers, that's the man we've come to find.
That's what we're looking for.
Man.
This is,
Why would he leave this behind?
well, I don't think he was given much of a choice.
We looked through the bag completely. And it's just gold and the papers.
How much gold is it?
You find 211 gold.
11 gold.
And those of you who are looking through, just go ahead and make an insight check for me.
I also would like to take a look around and make sure we're really alone.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Ooh!
Insight.
It's giving
Oh, you're
natural
Dirty
tonight.
20.
It's very natural. It's easy. It's beautiful.
I'd say, with all of you, with the nat 20 especially, you're able to. It just has a moment of deduction. If this bag belongs to Alvin and it still has all the money in it, then one can presume this was not a robbery.
Oh.
Right.
I wonder where he left the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute. Do you think that Alvin was the one wearing the mask? Or do you think the perpetrator was the one wearing the mask? Maybe Alvin was hiding behind the mask. I'm just saying.
But Alvin, they say Alvin come here all the time. I don't know why he would be wearing a mask when he comes here all the time.
Alright, I'm just saying there's no bad ideas in a brainstorm, okay?
I'm sorry, Miss Gable. I'm sorry.
Gabble.
Apology accepted.
Oh, well, what if he was coming to the bar for something different tonight?
What do you mean, sweetie pie?
I don't know, perhaps he didn't want to be seen as just Alvin. Perhaps he did have a different agenda.
Maybe with all this gold, maybe he was making a deal with someone.
Right.
That is a lot of gold to be carrying around in your pocket.
Yeah, what's like the average amount of gold that... I mean, he's rich,
We
obviously.
obviously don't have a lot.
But like,
This is a rich person. Like that's a lot of gold for someone to be carrying around.
Okay.
I want to say mechanically, in terms of being in this room, much like a point-and-click mystery computer game adventure. If there's something you want to know more about, then you can let me know. We'll zoom in on that.
What's going on with these ID papers?
Yeah, ID papers. These appear to be standard. These appear to be what anyone carries around in terms of like a driver's license. But they are Alvin Timbers, and you can see Alvin Timbers, sort of a sketch of him on it, is gnomish. And you can see a home address in the Castle Ward. This is seemingly just a very highfalutin kind of person.
I'm gonna get down on hands and knees here.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna take a little quick sniff and maybe a little bit of a lick on some of these droplets on the ground.
Totally.
I know my way around. If it's a blood, we don't know.
You look down at this liquid and the dark spots on it.
It's a blood, though.
And you can see that it is indeed blood. As you go down into it, go ahead. So there is a blood splatter and small spots of blood, but you gather that there are no large pools of blood that would indicate that someone died here.
Right.
Here's your next clue.
Oh!
He was kidnapped.
Oh!
A trail of
Bravo, you're on.
No, okay then. Where's this trail leading to? A door or like?
You see, as you look to the trail, you trace it with your eyes and see that it kind of drifts across the floor of the bar and to a back door.
Well,
Yes,
We
behind.
gotta go through it.
Right.
I do a quick other scan of the room. Is there anything else kind of left uncovered?
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me if you would. Anyone can that wants to do a
I'd like
Yeah,
to
that's-
also, when we leave, I'd like to make an investigation check to see if there's like maybe anyone just hanging around that like might have been a witness.
19.
An investigation check to see if
Like I don't know, maybe someone's lurking around the corner. But
totally,
we'll
I
do
think
that
you were
when we
doing the
leave.
same. So both
When
of
we
you
leave.
make perception checks.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, that's
I got a 13. I'm sort of looking behind the bar and just for anything else behind the bar besides the back door.
Very good.
Trap doors or anything.
What'd you
I
get?
rolled a 21.
Oh,
20.
7.
And so,
19.
you look upstairs, you look at the loft area, you look through as people are kind of looking at these different clues, and you find no one else in this bar.
Right. Okay.
Is there an upstairs, or is it just a one
Just the
level?
loft area. There is seating upstairs.
Are there doors?
No doors up there. Just the front door and this back door. That's you have found this trail of blood leading towards. You were looking behind the bar. You don't find any other clues back there. You were looking at the overturned chairs and tables, right?
Yeah, I was just doing a scan of the room, kind of, and
What'd you get on your investigation?
18.
18. You look over and you do see where this struggle seemed to take place. On a corner of one of the chairs is a torn piece of sort of glittering fabric. Where's this clue?
A clue!
Get the heck out of here.
Smelly.
Tone,
It
smelly.
has a strange musk to it.
Glamour weave.
And you recognize it to be glamour weave, which is very fancy fabric that is infused with illusory magic. It's often used by those who either like a good deal of pageantry or can just afford nice things.
The person who was wearing the mask as well.
They want
Dollars
hide
to
themselves.
donuts.
So,
Donuts to donuts?
Donuts to donuts.
If you want to make a history check for me
The person
as
who was
you're,
wearing that was wearing the mask.
as you're holding up the mask and the glamour weave, go ahead and make a history check if you would.
Also, no, Rovis, Mr.
16.
Rovis. What? Why don't we just
19.
go to the City Watch? What's wrong with talking
I
to
tell
them?
you.
They're not trustworthy.
They're all the good ones have retired in the last couple of years.
Not like you.
There's been a lot of turnover in this, in the City Watch, and I don't
Okay.
trust the lick of them.
I
As
believe that.
Gable and I are looking at these things, I kind of pull her aside for a moment and I say, "Darling, is everything all right with the bar? I saw someone come in."
Yeah. Everything's fine with the bar. What do you mean?
Insight. Is she telling me the truth?
Go ahead and make an insight. If you're deceiving or persuading, you can make a...
Natural 20.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
Well,
Okay.
Well,
I
you
see.
might,
I
you might
stepped
win.
in
You
now.
might win.
And you can do it twice because you have your mustache on.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. You're
That's
right.
right.
That's why you
That's
did
why
not
I
pick it
kept it
up.
on for moments when my wife is asking questions.
Yeah, that's. Not gonna cut it.
We're clocking it at a 10 there.
What? Yeah, as Ruby, you're asking Gable this.
Okay.
Gable, what does she read?
Alright. Here's the, I didn't want to talk about this, and I certainly didn't want to talk about it right now. But
I'm not listening.
Yeah, we're not.
I'm choosing. to not listen.
We're chatting
pull her-
about the
I-
city walk.
Yeah, I pull her slightly away.
I mean, the whole thing about it.
Right, here's the deal. You know, we're operating pretty well, right? We got some people that come and they fill up the house. Not all the way, but sometimes. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're very strong, right?
So, I wouldn't use the word strong, not in a business sense, no. There's some things that I've been having to do with my little mitts here. With my golden mitts to keep the business running. And I didn't want to speak to you about this because I can see your beautiful brown, light gray eyes. Filled with tears, and that's the last thing that I want to do is hurt you or make you scared about the bar.
Gable, what I care most about is that you're okay. You know, even if we don't have the cabaret, even if we don't have the bar, as long as we're together, that's what I want.
No. Ruby, you got a talent that the world's gotta see. And I said I built this bar for you. And that's what I'm gonna do.
But you promise you won't do anything stupid.
No, Ruby, I got 2 heads on the shoulders. One head's all I need. One head on my shoulders.
Good for that.
I got 2 heads on my shoulders. Okay, I look at her, and then I say, "And as long as you've got it under control."
That's right, I do.
And I kiss her.
Yeah. And I put my little hands, you know, I stroke her little
Little
horns.
My little mitts.
Hands on
My
your
little golden
hands.
mitts.
Are you like 2 feet tall?
Right at that moment, I'm messing with something behind the bar, and I like pinch my finger, and I go, "Ow!"
As you're behind the bar, also investigating, go ahead and make a survival check for me, just as you're looking around.
Natural 20.
Wow. This is what?
Robus. It's as if you can see it as it happened on the night that it happened.
God.
You look around and you kind of... You said you were on the city watch, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I say, but I just...
Not officially.
it was like an unofficial,
Volunteer.
Like sort of,
Volunteer
sort of a
firefighter.
vigilante, like a couple people
Wore
rose
like a
up
costume.
as a couple people rose up to like protect the town.
Yeah.
Militia.
Right, like
Yeah, militia.
What do you
There's
call
moments
those
where
night
you're out here and there's like a
watchers?
thrill going through you of being out in the middle of the night on an investigation, on a mystery. And it's almost like that part of your brain kind of clicks into high gear for a moment as you're scanning the surroundings. And
Sometimes it's pretty sharp.
Yeah, sometimes.
you
I've got something.
kind of ascertain here, if there was only one person that was having a drink here, then how many people would it have taken to cause this much damage, to bring this person wherever they brought this person? You gather that there were probably 3 or 4 assailants.
I see.
And you also see, very much in supplementary to the blood trail, you see marks of someone being dragged
For sure.
out the back door.
I know we're going through this door where it seems this boy was dragged, but logically, if you think about it with the brain, there were multiple assailants. I'm sure of it. If you see here, it couldn't have happened with just one. There needed to be a person here and a person here, and then when that began, the third descended
Gendry is
upon.
getting up and like acting it out as you're pointing.
And you see, and I act it all out like in Clue, and then it's like, and so clearly they're here, and I try the back door.
And you
Does it
open
open?
it?
Does it open? I swing it open.
You swing it open into the back alley. Out into there, and
It's like wind.
with this sort of building momentum, this building sort of heightening of your speech as you're getting louder as you go out. Silence. Fog.
Alvin!
A light fall of rain.
Wait.
As you
why would you
yell
write that?
out
Just fall
Alvin,
up.
you hear a voice go, shut up.
But before we move on, I have something I want to say.
Yeah.
Gather everyone, I'd say. Now, if we do find Alvin, there's something that I think we should think about.
What?
Now, Gabriel, you say that, we could use a little bit of help with the place.
Yeah, we could.
Well, Mr. P.T. Timbers, he's a very rich man, from what I understand, with all of his pies. He offers us 500 gold for this whole operation to get his brother back. I don't think that's nearly enough. I think we hold him hostage, this Alvin, until we can get more. Enough to really get the cabaret
Oh, I don't know.
for a
Dancing.
real
I
good
practically
stuff.
faint with joy at this.
I don't know about this idea.
Oh,
This is how bad things happen.
Well, we won't really do anything
And
bad
really
to him.
great things.
Right, Brava. Now, Brava and I grew up in an area where we didn't have much.
And hostage situations were just part of everyday life.
And we've made it so far to get to where we are, and at varying degrees of success.
What does she mean about that? What do you mean?
Well, I just mean that, we're both still developing our acts. And, we all have room to grow. Anyways, we came from
I'm speechless.
sort of a really hard area, and we've built this wonderful thing, and we're so happy to have you all be such a beautiful part of it. And I really think with just a little help we could be really something extraordinary. But we do have to probably fire that Max fellow.
I
But-
plan to kiss on my wife's little mouth. So nice and juicy, this kiss. The juiciest kiss the world's ever seen.
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness.
And I kind of dip back.
Oh, okay, there's a lot of passion.
I'll lean into you and say, I'm worried about my daughter.
Oh, listen, we're all young.
And I'm more worried that
You're right.
We're all young. We've all been young once, and you gotta.
And suddenly I feel
Oh, Pops, come on.
Pops.
I just grab him around the shoulder. I said, come on, Pop, let's go find this man, Alvin. I don't know what they got planned, but let's not just be. Let's just, we'll be a part of our
I
own
want to
plan.
make
Don't do that.
one thing clear, though.
Yes, brother.
If we're gonna put our lives on the line and our freedom, we could go to prison for this. I think we should all get a piece of the pie. I think we should all get a piece of the cabaret because
As in partial ownership.
yes.
You may make this into a cooperative.
And maybe then we won't be at varying degrees.
Well, sure, but
This sounds like a family affair, and I'm alright. You guys are all family. Just, work that out, alright? Work that out. You just rather come pick up later.
there's somebody out here. When I said Alvin's name, and I'll go outside.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna follow Pops.
I mean,
oh right, we'll table this, Bravo. But I think we can work something out.
as you head out into the back alley,
I like your
Just let that guy. You can wait.
Rolvis and Renekton are the first ones to go out back door. You see it leads into a narrow alley. Immediately the smell out here is unpleasant.
Oh.
And there are puddles of stagnant water that lead from the mouth of the alley to the door. You can see right away that there are a few spots of dried blood and even a smear against one wall. And you see huddled behind some crates where the alley meets the street, partially obscured from view, is a person. just sitting there with kind of a heavy coat on. As you see this guy just kind of casually sitting against the wall. As he looks over two of you, you see he has it looks like a bald head with a knit cap on top.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, mate. Hey, mate, listen, we're just passing through tonight. You haven't noticed any shady creatures around here, have you?
I don't know, have I?
We're looking for Alvin.
Alvin, you say? Huh. You know, sometimes it takes a little time to jog my memory.
Oh, okay. You need some greasing of the palm, huh?
I'll give you a kiss.
As you come out the door behind you,
Leather clad.
hearing the conversation.
Gable!
I'm lying, by the way. Deception.
Okay.
I will
if that counts.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh.
Or you're saying
Deception.
deception check because okay, you're lying. You'll give a kiss. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay.
Advantage.
Oh, brava, come on now.
2 natural 2s in a row.
Wow.
Um,
Have to kiss that guy.
I got an 8.
I guess you really don't
As
want to
he looks over to you and says, "What makes you think I'd be interested?"
I say, can I play you a little song, sir?
What's going on?
I don't care. I take out the violin and I start playing a little ditty, and I'm gonna cast Friends
Okay. Amazing.
as a cantrip, and
Too.
I think it just means he's our friend.
Advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. It's for
Didn't
1
work the
minute,
way I
and when,
wanted
you-
it
when
to.
the spell ends, the creature
wanna do
realizes
everything you
that you
want.
used magic to influence its mood.
I mean, you could
As you pull out the violin and begin to play this Friends tune,
I wasn't
you know that
totally
you know that you
sure.
have 1 minute with advantage on charisma checks.
Okay.
What do you do?
I say, everyone, convince. What?
Alright, I
As
say,
the clock-
okay.
I'll say, you live back here.
Me?
You spend all your time here.
I spend some time here. Not all of it.
I say, go ahead.
No, I lost my train of thought.
Why don't you just tell us where Alvin is, dear?
Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
Boo-doo-boo-boo-doo-boo. That's gonna be 19.
You're talking about the last people who come out of that door.
Yes.
5 of them.
Right.
I don't know which one was Alvin, but
Well, just where did they go?
there you go. They left that way. It's just to the end of the alley.
Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna be going now.
Were they,
Looks like they
Wait.
were in a bit of a tizzy.
were they dragging someone?
Yeah, I mentioned if they were. There's one of them that was bleeding pretty bad, left his mark around here, and then a couple others were wearing masks, and then there was another one that was being dragged by 2 of them.
Couple wearing masks.
A couple.
Did you hear him say anything?
I hear him say anything. Yeah, I heard him say something. They were talking about this, I don't know, person or what. But it was, they kept calling him the Great Listener.
The great listener.
Does that ring any bells?
What does that
Dear?
mean? Yeah, does that ring any bells to anybody
The
here?
great listener,
The
is
great
it?
listener.
Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Yeah. That's a 17 for me.
5.
It's a natural one.
You know just who it is.
Wait, I know of that here when you speak.
11.
11.
Ruby, do you want to make a religion check? Ruby?
A religion check? Sorry.
Miss Ruby.
To hear the great
Ruby.
listener.
Ruby.
To hear what?
They mentioned the great
Great
listener,
Listener.
and we're seeing if we've ever heard of that. The masked
Clearly,
man.
that's not what they call you.
Oh!
I'm sorry, I checked out for a
Bravo.
moment. I was checking my sending stone.
Religion.
A religion is going to be a 6.
So I got a 17.
We weren't very religious back home.
I know I didn't
the
grow up that
four
way.
of you, that does not ring a bell at all.
Nope, never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Nope.
Renette, though,
Yeah.
you suddenly remember hearing about the Great Listener, this sort of title for a creature, a monster, a god, a demon lord.
Oh God.
Wow.
This demon lord of the theater,
Oh, Peter.
the proper name being Myslavsky. Myslavsky, the Great Listener, demon lord of the theater.
Oh my God.
Oh,
God, this is so phantom.
yeah.
No, wait. I've heard of this. I've heard of this great listener in my travels here. And what I'll tell you is not good. They call him the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord of the theater.
And I heard another thing too. They kind of, when they would, say hello or goodbye to each other, they would say, "Fear reveals truth."
Oh, fear reveals truth.
Fear reveals truth to each other. I remember that much.
This sounds like a method actor.
And, I think that's about all I heard when I was listening to them speak. And then, as he's in the middle of talking, you kind of see him click. And he's, "What the fuck are you doing to me?"
It was so nice talking
He
to you.
stands up and just looks at you. Who are you?
I'm taking my dagger and I'm just putting it to his neck.
I don't have a weapon, bud.
Oi,
I'm not
brava.
fucking threatening you. You're threatening me. Get the fuck back.
No problems here. No problems here.
Brava.
I won't do it.
I grabbed Brava's wrist and I put my body facing Brava at her. And I said, "Easy, girl. Come on, let's back off.
So you
all
pull
right?
back his arm.
It's alright."
Darts off. Starts running away. and
Uh-oh.
Disappears out of the alley.
Well, there goes our witness, Brava.
But we got something.
I think we got everything out of him.
I'm gonna look over at the smear of blood.
No.
Yeah.
Just see if,
At 2 a.m.
just get a sense of it.
Make a medicine check for me. if you
Oh,
would.
yeah, sure.
Where's my... Oh.
That's a 10 plus, I don't know,
I'm
probably
like...
2. That is 13.
Okay, yeah, over 10. You gather from the amount of blood that's been lost by this person that this is someone who would require healing. That this is someone who would seek out a healer for these wounds. You would know that healers could be found in the trades ward.
Okay. Yes.
So, what we know about Alvin here is his address. We have his home address from his papers. We don't really know. I mean, there's no other, like, if we look on the ground, there's not really any other trail that we can follow, right?
You can follow the blood a little bit of ways, but then it seems to be washed away by the rain.
Does the direction the blood is going, is it towards the castle ward, the trades ward, or both?
It's like out to
you know what I'm
sea,
You
saying?
can't
right?
tell by the trail, but
Sure,
you
I
would
just
imagine...
mean, is the castle ward, are they like over here? If the trail's going this way, are they both sort of in
Go
that
ahead and make a
direction?
survival check.
And which way did that guy point? In the same way
We
as
just
You
pointed
just
to
point
the
at the end of
street,
the
right?
alley,
The end of the alley.
It's a 14.
A 14. You can see
16.
in a general sense it heading towards the trades ward.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, that's where the healers are.
All right.
It's interesting.
I'll just tell you, you have these clues in front of you. There may be more to get out of them. Or you can follow what deductions you've already made.
Oh, okay. Well, how about what does this smelly cloth smell like?
Yeah.
Like chloroform?
Right. Like, what does it smell like? It says smelly.
It smells like distinct BO. Like the sort of sweat where it's like, I know when that person walks in the room, sort of sweat.
Okay.
These are the only 4.
And unmask.
Go ahead and make a history check as you're looking at the banner reef.
That's only gonna be a 5 for me.
Is this
But
What about the mask?
Is the
Yeah.
Have I seen
Is
this
there like
before?
inscription in there or anything?
Especially if I've heard of the Great Listener.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Oh, jeez. My intelligence is not very good. Oh, just a 9.
A 9. You don't get it.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
mean,
take a look.
We'll look at the mask
Yeah.
together, right?
I say,
Yeah, is there any inscription in there? Because we just put it on. We didn't really look in
You
there.
look and you don't see any inscription, but go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Can we both? Or you?
Go for it.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
I say, you can do it, bravo. And I give you bardic inspiration,
Oh, thanks.
Well.
Oh.
which is only a D6, I think,
D6?
at this level. No, it's a D8 or just D6.
I think it's
D6.
at the
Could
moment.
be a
Level
4.
one?
Could even be a 4.
What do you roll?
D6.
I rolled a
D6.
14.
14 on intelligence.
I rolled a 15.
Oh.
Both of you remember seeing this mask on posters around a few areas of the city advertising a theater troupe called the Ghost Lights.
Oh my god.
Ghost
With a
lights.
15,
Lights?
Yeah.
you rolled a 15?
Mm-hmm.
You remember seeing this poster in the dock ward.
The dock ward.
A traveling theater group called the Ghost Lights.
Lights.
Okay.
In the. Yeah, okay. Right.
I saw this in the dock ward on one of those
The dog word.
posters.
What were you doing
Oh,
down
the
there?
ghost
What?
lights.
What?
That's
Yeah,
right.
the ghost lights. What's this?
They're a theater group.
Traveling. A troupe.
Troupe is that? It's a. They're a theater troupe.
What kind of theater they make these ghosts?
Site specific.
Performance art?
I am not sure.
Yeah, do we know what their gig is?
No, you can see that they travel around. They all seem to be wearing this mask, but it was just posters that you saw around. They don't seem to have any like residency, like a theater that they perform at all the time. Like they seem to travel around.
Wait a minute. I got a question. This torn, smelly fabric, was that a part of their costumes too, or?
Ah, good question.
I don't know.
Do
Do
I
the
need to take
actors
a
of
closer
the day?
Go
Who
ahead and make a
wears?
history check on that.
Who wears glamour weave really in this city? Is it a thing that actors would wear or?
Or where would you find that kind of
Maybe a
fabric?
very high-end production.
It's very, although it doesn't smell.
Oh, I got a
like
19.
A 19.
Yep.
As you look through it, you see that there is a small pattern on the corner of this fabric,
Yeah.
and you can recognize that it's a maker's mark from a high-end tailor from the Sea Ward, SEA Sea
All
Ward.
over the place.
I know, where the hell are we going?
Trade word?
I think we need to make a sort of
Let's-
list.
well,
Yeah.
Well, we've got
What?
the C word.
there, we,
And the tailor is called Davandi Fine Tailoring, Davandi.
We can find out from there maybe who bought this at the C word, but then we've got also what was the other?
well,
Trades
ward. There might be a healer that they went to. Probably would have gone to sooner rather than later.
And
The
the
dock
dock ward, we might even be able to see if they have a show tonight.
The theater itself.
The dock wards where the theater is, and also, and I pick up the ID card and I
Right.
say,
And then we've got the
where is his address again?
It's in the castle ward.
Oh
Yeah.
man!
I mean, he
Yes.
might be at home.
No,
Well, who
knows?
knows?
Who's there?
think
And
it's
then
all-
a playbill or something from the shows.
Absolutely.
I don't know. A ticket?
A ticket or something?
I don't know, but
I mean,
There's a
we
lot of
are
places we can invest
theatre
in.
people. We can certainly fit in with a theatre crowd.
That's right.
It
We
is
can
nice.
appreciate smart.
And maybe they've heard of us. Maybe they'll let us in for free, backstage.
Our reputation is growing,
They've definitely heard of this girl
especially
over here.
mine.
Girl, bye. I
I do think the
am
most.
going to
I do feel the most direct.
I'm gonna pull out my poisoner's kit
Okay.
and just
Whoa.
play with some little poisons on my dagger a little bit.
Uh-huh.
this girl kind of freaky.
And with a mild poison, I'm just gonna go like this.
Oh
And
my
wink at her.
god!
Yeah.
I just chuckle like,
I do think
crazy
that.
girls. Crazy girls all over the world.
Look at all this blood. Look at all this blood.
It's
They
11.
had to get a healer, and you know, there's no telling. I do think if we're to find them, that's most likely. Granted, we won't know which healer, but this might.
I mean, what do we even know about Alvin? Why would they even want him? Why is he so important?
Well, we know he's got a lot of money.
But
apparently
they don't
didn't
care
want
about it.
right?
We could find that out.
He
in
might have
home.
known some
his
kind of
home.
secret that was revealed when he was terrified.
Right.
Or maybe just like
Should we
us,
split up?
they want to keep him hostage.
We could split up.
We could split up.
We could split up.
Come on, please, let's split up for once.
So it'd be really nice. And I take a look around to see if I see another sending stone on the ground out here. That's someone
In the bar, maybe.
In the bar.
In the bar.
Go and roll a d20 for me.
Well, you know, my daughter and I have a connection. We can,
19.
That's right. We can.
A 19.
understand
You
each other.
find one more sending stone.
Connection.
In order to pair these sending stones, you will need to spend an hour.
Just with them. Can I not do it while I'm walking and
You can do
talking?
it while you're walking.
Okay, so I start rubbing them together and I say, we'll get these good to go. Perhaps, good to go. Oh, we'll get these good to go, but perhaps beforehand we should all go one place together and then once these are ready, we'll split off and have a way to communicate.
Alright.
Well,
Alright.
where's the closest? Is anything within an
Good
hour?
question, you tell us.
Hey, Mr. God in the sky.
The closest, where are you choosing between?
The
Any
closest.
of
The
the
trades
The
ward,
closest.
the sea ward,
dock
The dock
ward.
ward. And the
dock ward, or the
castle.
castle.
Yeah. 4 locations.
Are we equally
So
distant?
we're gonna go. We cover 2 locations in teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's close?
And then if it's none of those, we'll go to the last
The
one.
last so together.
We'll meet
no,
there,
we'll
yeah.
start at 1,
You know,
and then
we'll
we'll go
start
to
at
the
one.
You
Yes,
know,
we
we
have.
could roll a die, and
Oh, that's the way you do things?
for the first 1 through
It's like where I have
5,
to go.
we could go to the castle ward. 6
Sure.
through 10.
Well, surely our understanding of what a dip will tell us which one is the closest. One of us
Closest to
knows.
you right now from where exactly you are would be the dock ward.
Great.
Word.
That's where we
Where's
saw
the
the
theater?
posters for the theater.
Yeah.
I love that
Let's
idea.
head to the theater.
Let's go.
Let's do that.
Let's go.
And we'll start.
Grimsby.
I don't
Are
know.
you talking about?
You're not
Are you talking about Gendry?
Gendry? Miss Roberts, Gendry. You know Gendry by now.
Gingy.
You've known it for years, Ruby.
And
Oh,
Gendry,
yes, Miss
Gendry comes.
Ruby.
It's like sitting on my shoulder and it's like
Hello, Gendry.
I hold her up.
I was just making sure you were still with us.
Yes, and I'm going to take out a little piece of just a piece of nothing. Never mind. There's no material components to this. And as we walk, I'm going to whisper to Gendry, and I'll just be whispering to him, and I'm going to, as a ritual, cast Speak with Animals,
Totally.
so that he can understand me better.
Amazing.
Because he knows tricks. Like, that's a trick that we pull.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this way he
Of
can
course.
talk back to me.
Oh.
I can't wait to hear what Gendry sounds like.
so loving to
We won't hear him.
I'm just whispering to this possum while we walk.
True.
As you whisper to the possum,
And I'm
you hear
reckless.
a voice returning. Hello, Rufus. Thank you for taking good care of me.
Hello, Gendry. That's what I'm talking about.
You have done well by me.
Oh,
Wow.
the feeling is mutual, Gendry. And then while we're walking, I'm saying, we're going to be getting to a place where I might need you to gather some information for us, do a little scouting like you do.
I will do whatever it takes to take care of you, Rufus.
Yeah.
But Rufus, listen to me.
Heed my word.
Don't trust those around you.
Oh,
What?
Oh my god.
Gendry, that motherfucker.
And
What? It's your daughter.
I immediately look around like.
It's literally family only.
And I lean in closer to Gendry and say, you still think so?
The people who get closest to you have the clearest view of your back to stand.
Oh my god! Gender has
right.
trauma.
And I just get very quiet as we walk, and I say, tell me what you know.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
you continue walking, where are you going?
The dock board.
Cool. As you're walking to the docks board. As you're getting into this area, this is a little bit more of like hustle and bustle, run down area. It's shabbier, but plenty of things going on. What's that?
I just said, what the
We
fuck?
were just having a reaction to Gendry, that's all.
Yeah.
You didn't even roll or anything.
That was insane.
I believe him. He's my guy.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
He's been telling me this for a while.
Yeah. God damn.
As you continue on to the docks board, you begin to get more looks your way as you enter into this area. You theater folk coming into this more work-a-day kind of area. It's the middle of the night now. When we get here, there's a point where you spot from the rooftops sets of red eyes looking at you, and then they disappear. Just a variety of different people walking through here. As Gendry whispers, continuing in your ear, and says, family isn't always family, you know.
What do you mean?
Sometimes they're just looking to get a good deal, however they can.
You think?
Sometimes you have to make a move before they do.
You think Ruby is going to hurt my daughter?
I think they're going to rob you blind.
Oh!
Like before?
Get their food. Bring it to me.
Their food.
Before they steal your food.
Yeah, like crackers.
Yes. And when you say food, I think I know what you mean.
Oh no.
I mean apples and such.
Gendry, are you talking about Ruby, or are you talking about Brava?
I'm talking about all of them. They all want your food, Robert.
Alright. And I spend the rest of the walk sort of like more hunched in on myself, just a little more paranoid.
I think, unrelated to that, I'm just gonna say, did anyone eat tonight?
No, I'm actually starving. Do you have anything, Rovers?
It's already beginning.
But it's always, I mean, literally, the spell I have is good berry. They always want me to make good berries. Do you think?
You make the best berries, Rolvis, but they should only be shared by you and me.
I don't have the ability tonight to make the food as normal.
That's not true. Isn't it a cantrip?
Right.
You
Can't
literally
you have
do.
unlimited berries?
Yeah, you
I
literally.
need a sprig of mistletoe, and I have no mistletoe.
Is he deceiving us?
Yes, that's a material
He's
component
not wearing.
to
Oh. Is he deceiving
I mean,
us?
go ahead.
Oh, listen
Sorry.
to me.
But you have a spell. You have a spell. Don't you have like a spell?
I have a spell called Goodberry, as you know.
No. But you
Component
have a
pouch?
component. We know that. Right? We
Insight check.
should.
See whether you actually have it or not.
You can make an insight check, I guess.
Okay, insight is gonna be a 19.
I think, well, I'm not trying to deceive you.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I am trying to deceive you. And I got a natural 20.
Oh my god. He's got
That's the third
magic
natural 20.
hands.
Okay.
That is actually
for me.
like for you.
Rolvis doesn't have what he needs to.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, Rovers. Don't worry about it.
I'm all out.
We'll pick up something on the way.
Yeah. Oh, I have some peanuts.
Does anybody have any apples? Just crazy.
Ah.
I would love some peanuts.
I'll lean into the
Okay.
peanut. Can I have some too? Could I have a few?
Oh, peanuts?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Yeah, of course.
All right, and I'll bump your hand and knock the peanuts out of.
And then fall onto the floor.
Good, Rolvis. Good.
And I'll be like, sorry, and I pick a few up, but like, you know. I will
Gendry
hide
gets
them.
down off your shoulder and just eats all the peanuts off
that
the
was not
ground.
for Gendry.
He's hungry too.
crawls back up your arm and just settles back in on your shoulder.
Can I do an inside check on Gentry? Like, is he looking suspicious?
Make an insight check.
He's got eyes.
While you're doing that insight check, as you're all going into the docks ward, just trying to find your way.
Oh my god!
Just trying to find your way in the docks ward. As you're going in there, you see that there's a whole lot of hustle bustle. The various people who are out at night are just kind of going to and fro. And you see in the middle of this square, something very out of place, is a young, like a halfling child. She's just wearing like a small dress and holding a doll. And she's just looking around, and it doesn't take, it's passive insight to see her just kind of looking around with fear in her eyes as she's looking around the square, holding this doll.
I also got a 23 on that possum inside check.
Should I roll deception for Gentry?
Yeah, for Gentry.
That's gonna be a 3.
That possum is evil.
Gentry is. You can almost hear Gentry like giggling to himself.
I glare at Gentry.
And
I say, I've got my eye on you, Gentry.
Oh!
And I don't know.
You see this halfling girl standing in the middle.
I go up to the girl. Oh, young child, what are you doing here out tonight? The moon is almost
Young
full.
child.
And you're out here with where are your parents?
I'm lost. I don't know my way. Can you help me?
Scary.
It's giving.
Yeah, of course.
It's giving plant. Industry plant.
Where you need your home or you need your family? What?
I'm not in the right place. I don't want to be in the docks. I want to get out. I want to get to a different place.
Insight check.
Where are your parents?
Yeah.
Go and make an insight check.
I'll go over to her while he does that.
Yeah, I'm next to her as well.
Yeah.
I'm also inside.
5.
And for me,
You
that's going
get
to
a
be a
19
23.
every
Oh my God.
That's a way to die.
She seems nervous, but in a way that's not about her parents being missing. In a way of this is her big moment as she
Oh shit.
takes the mask from out of your hand.
No.
And darts away through the crowd.
Zoom!
Taking
Zoom!
the mask
Can I use a
after
reaction?
you. Are you running after her?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm running as fast as I can after that kid.
Yeah.
Okay, as you run after her,
I'm
she's
running.
taken the mask and is darting away. As you feel your
Dash.
pockets, you also feel that you are missing some gold pieces.
Oh,
Oh my
my god.
Oh,
As she's darting away, I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative.
How old is she? I'm like, should I throw a fucking knife?
As
I
Like,
was just about to cast fire on
20!
As we run, I'm in the
20
back.
for Gable.
Damn.
I've got a-
16.
well, your initiative
Sorry, do this.
No,
is
yeah.
so 21.
21!
Damn.
I got a 9, but I got a pee.
Oh, gosh.
9 for Ruby, 16 for
Brava.
for who?
Brava.
Oh, for Bravo.
18 for Renek.
18 for Renee.
Wait, no. It's a 6.
Wait, 6 for Bravo.
It's not a
Oh, no.
16, it's a 6.
Also gonna pee.
And then for Rollis?
7.
7. Amazing.
But as we run, I'm sort of in the back because I'm running slowly, and it could be a trap.
Oh. True.
Yeah.
Annie had to step out for a minute, but she will be back. Okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully she'll
She's
be back.
not dead.
Oh,
It's your friend.
That's your wife.
Your wife.
I'm just getting back into it.
We left off with
Put this mask on, will you?
this young halfling girl in the middle of the square
Stupid
taking
bitch.
the mask
Yeah.
and
We're
boom,
in
darting
initiative
off
now.
through the streets, through the crowds with this mask. As we rolled initiative, you are off. She is dashing away as you are starting. Because
mustache?
you did this insight check, Ruby, and you were able to tell that she was
She was
full of it.
lying through her little teeth.
She gets away very fast, and
mustache?
she's already, she is 50 feet away from you both. Or you all. It is going to be Gable's turn to start. And the chase will end if at the end of the round, the
don't use
distance
her
between
spells.
the lead pursuer and Rosla is 0 feet.
It's too slow.
So that you catch her if at the end of the full round, it's 0 feet.
Okay.
So she's gonna have a turn during this where she'll also be able to keep this stuff going.
Okay.
Just kill her.
So, top of initiative is Gable. Isabel, if you would like to choose what Gable is doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Gable.
We could easily kill her, though.
I know, right? Just wound her, maim
She's a
her.
little girl.
I'm gonna have Gable cast thaumaturgy on her voice.
Okay.
And the like, are we kind of like in a thaumaturgy is the spell of this game for me right now.
Ooh.
This one shot. We're like on the street. Are there like windows and shop windows and things around?
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, I have them. Or I guess I can't do both of those things, but I just have her boom out her voice and say, "Hold it right there, kid." Try and intimidate
Echoing
her.
across there. People more across the streets turn through the mist, looking over.
While she ties a quick lasso and is gonna try and lasso this child.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
From 50 feet. Good aim.
I got, I think, 100
Or
feet of
not.
rope.
1 second.
I'm like, I can't. She only has 2 spell slots.
What are
I
you looking
can't
for, E?
use one of her spells for her
okay.
besides a cantrip.
Yeah,
Is
Druid's
my
doing
stash
that.
over
I was
there?
gonna be a druid. I'm
Anyway.
glad I'm not, because there's 3,
Um,
which you already put.
With a lasso.
Not a lot, first level.
Yeah.
What's on Earth?
Yeah, what? A lasso.
Is there a stash? Is the stash box? Where's the stash
What do
box?
you
There was
mean?
an extra in there.
Oh, you
The
meant a
stash.
mustache.
Yeah.
You said I just...
No, my mustache.
Oh, relax, Jack.
Okay.
Just
I
With
need
the
it.
lasso, it can be within 30 feet.
You do need
so,
30 feet.
So you can move forward 30.
Yeah. I move forward first and then lasso.
As
Gable.
Incredible. 1 second.
Is
Thaumaturgy is a full
bonus?
action.
Right.
Gable is not
Oh.
able to throw the
You can't do
lasso
both,
because
right?
Gable has used thaumaturgy to make
Oh,
her voice go.
Can I do the lasso instead?
Too late.
Okay.
Oh!
Intimidation.
Thaumaturgy,
Run,
already.
run, run, run.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
We gotta catch this! Oh, I mean... We gotta catch this girl.
There we go.
Oh!
Natural
Natural 20.
What in
Natural
the world?
20?
Yeah.
For 22.
I'm gonna start using that.
I know, seriously.
It's like,
She is frozen where she stands
Wow.
in fear. For the moment,
not someone else's chance.
she is going to try and shake it on her turn, but she is frozen for the moment.
Holy
Should we grapple
She's
her?
frightened.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to roll in order to move. But that is Gable. Any movement from Gable? You're 50 feet away from her.
Yeah, Gable moves her 30 feet.
Okay.
She doesn't dash.
Moving 30 feet.
Or I guess she'll dash once, yeah. She'll go 60
She
feet.
can't.
Oh, no, 30 feet.
30 feet.
I forgot how to play this game.
20 feet of distance between Gable as Gable shouts out and this girl pauses for a moment. Frozen with a natural 20 on intimidation. We're going to go to her neck.
She's an intimidating
Great.
person.
So
Very
I can dash is just a movement, right? Or is that
Dash is an action to double your speed.
right?
Unless you're a rogue.
And so she's 50 feet in front of me at this point. Damn, she moved fast. All right. Okay. Should I be crazy?
What are you gonna do?
Be crazy.
You're gonna attack her?
I might. I don't want to kill her though. But
We're evil. We're gonna go to jail.
all right. I just said.
No.
Oh,
Do it. Do
my
it.
child. And I run 30 feet and can I throw something at her to like
Yeah.
hit her and try and knock her
Yeah,
down?
there's like little pieces of like stone and brick.
Sure, okay. I was just gonna take my shoe off. I don't want to like throw a brick at her.
It's really hard when
You
you're
take your
running
shoe
in
off
wild.
and you throw it
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
this
take
girl.
take my top
Absolutely,
shoe
go ahead
off.
and make an attack roll.
Great.
At this girl.
Oh, jeez.
This little girl.
Yay!
Okay, I just
Welcome
went
home.
for you, but we've only been one turn. We're trying to
On
chase
this
this little
chase.
girl,
Okay.
and you intimidated her, and so she froze.
It was in fact quite
All right.
impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna. I can't add anything to this roll, right? Because it's just my shoe.
I would say go ahead and it's your dexterity.
Okay,
yeah.
add my dex. Okay. So
Damn.
that's
What's up?
You can't dash as a.
Yeah, only at level 2.
Anytime that you have a disappointing reaction to like a D&D thing,
I know.
I think
I
it's...
think
what
I
is
think
it?
we have
Full video's deleted.
Wait, am I recording?
Oh yeah, good question. Are we-
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good
So that was just a 7 to hit.
A 7 does not hit as
Right.
you throw your shoe at this little
Oh,
girl.
child.
And
Holy
there's
child.
the people around you go, "What the hell?" and start shoving you. They're gonna make an attack roll on you. That's gonna be a
people.
19 to hit.
What people? Us people?
There's people walking around out
That's
there in the streets.
Your shoe.
You're gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as someone shoves you.
A 19 to hit. I'm sorry, that's actually my AC. Oh, but that hit.
That does hit.
Damn it.
Wait, your AC's 19?
Yeah, my
Holy shit.
my unarmored defense AC is 18,
Oh my
and then
God,
I use
that's
my
amazing.
shield, which brings me to 19.
Hang on, my
No,
face,
a
but it
shield
does
is
hit.
plus 2.
No, sorry, it's
I rolled plus 3 to hit.
yeah,
Oh.
but 19 would be my AC with my shield.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage as someone
Whatever.
shoves you for throwing a shoe at this seemingly innocent little girl. Renek, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay.
I steel myself against that, and that's
What armor are you wearing?
I don't wear any armor. I don't.
Okay. She is going to make a Constitution save. I'm going to say the DC for this to get free of your intimidation gable is going to be a 15.
We
She
rolled
has a
for-
plus 1 on
We
her
rolled
roll.
for you, or-
I'll roll in front of the board just to
And
see
you
if
got
she
her
breaks
ass.
free to complete
She's
this
shaking
chase.
with
So she has
fear.
to get at least a 15 to shake it?
She has to get a 14.
She has to get a 14 to
I'll
shake
roll 14 on the roll.
What's her plus?
Plus 1. So 14 on this roll.
Oh my god, the DM, you came around.
You came over, folks.
Oh,
What is it? What is it?
2.
it. Ah ha ha ha, little girl!
Ha ha ha! Weak ass little girl.
As Gable's voice echoes throughout this plaza.
You are intimidating.
She freezes where she is, and she's not moving on this turn with a nat 20 intimidation check.
That's right,
She's a
little
She
girl.
doesn't. She doesn't go.
Kind of crazy that my AC is
That's
like
gonna be
this.
her turn as Ruby. It is now your turn.
Okay. I am going to use my action to dash forward to catch up with her. And I scoop her up.
Plus my dex.
Whoa.
Plus my cross-
Super. You get to her.
So
Go
16
ahead and make
and
an
then my shield
athletics
is
check.
18.
She's going to make an athletics check.
Oh, first bad roll for you.
Oh, I know. It's kind of nuts.
You want to be
6.
a Barbie.
No, for real.
6. She got a 7.
Oh!
7, and she wriggles out just barely. You're still caught up with her, and she's still kind of
Yeah.
shaking, frozen from this booming voice from Gable.
Okay.
Well, you couldn't even grapple her because that's an action to try and grapple her, and you already used your action to dash.
Oh, okay. So I'm just kind of trying to like.
Totally, you catch up to her.
I catch up to her, and for my bonus action, I'm gonna see where, if it's obvious she's stashing anything. Like the mask or the thing. Like, do I see where she's got the?
You can see she's holding the mask.
She's
Yeah.
holding the mask. Okay.
And my gold. She stole my gold.
She stole your gold.
As Ruby, is that your
Two
turn?
gold pieces.
That's my turn.
Roll this.
Oh, hey, I start running towards her, and I shout out to the group, "It could be a trap!" And then I keep heading, and I run my full speed, and I guess I'll dash for
Yeah.
the rest of it. So, yeah.
Catch
So,
up to Ruby and this little girl. She's still sort of shaking.
all right.
in this
Can,
room.
can I run past her? Oh no, I was probably far behind. Great. I'll end my turn.
Very good. Roll
Does
this
your
catches
possum
up.
get a turn?
The possum skittering behind you, just kind of keeping up with your heels.
Yeah.
Brava, it
Yeah.
is now going to be you.
I'm also going to dash up to her, and I'm gonna crawl up next to her and get pretty in her face if I can. I'm gonna like hold her up to my face and say, "Honey, you don't want to know what's in my pocket, and I don't want to use it on you. But if you try to run, I will."
She's shaking as a lot of you all catch up to her. She looks up, she drops the mask down to the ground and freezes, ending the chase. She says,
Wow.
I didn't, it wasn't me. I was told by the bad smelling man to get the mask,
Who's that?
That one.
I don't know, he gave
Was
me
he
one.
wearing something that looked like this? And I pull out the piece of fabric.
Yes, the shiny fabric, the shiny robe.
Yes, we are very sorry we scared you. But
Sorry for my
we need to find this man. Where did he find you and where is he?
He told me to get the mask if I saw people with the mask and to take it to them at the Silverlight Theater.
Okay.
Is that the name of the theater that is in the dockboard that we knew about, or is that a
That's the
different
ghost. Oh.
That is theater in the dockwork.
Okay.
As she said, I want to go home now, please.
Do you know anything else?
No, I don't. I really,
Lie.
I really
Say
don't.
something.
They just told me that they would give me some coins if I helped them out. I don't want any. I don't want to be in trouble.
Gendry will come out up onto my shoulder and leer at her, and I'll say, "Is this the first time you talk to them?"
She freezes, just staring into the eyes of Gendry.
Gendry is a scary motherfucker.
Yes, it was.
And I think I believe her.
I'm gonna in Thieves'
She's
Cant.
telling the truth.
I'm gonna in Thieves' Cant try to spell out, "Do you understand me?" and see if she seems to understand.
Yeah, you speak in a sort of code of like substituting words and different things. Do you understand me? She looks to you and just kind of leans back her head.
Let her go.
Okay.
Do you have the money, darling?
What money?
Give me my gold.
What gold?
Listen, child, I know you took my gold.
I didn't. Here, I gave this back, and she gives the mask.
Oh, good. Alright, be on your way.
She
just say?
runs off. You hear her kind of do a little giggle as she runs
Wait,
away.
no, wait,
Damn,
Giggles.
child!
She disappears around the
I'll
corner.
throw my other tap shoe at you!
Yeah, the one that you threw did do it on the cobblestone.
Flap.
Wait, we wouldn't just let her go. I mean, I guess.
I'm running after her.
Are we being
That's a lot of money. She has 200 gold on her.
Are we being
Two.
watched?
Okay.
Are we being watched by the
I thought you had the
Yeah,
bag
there's
of
people
gold.
around that are looking at you.
Never mind, she can have that money.
I'll just turn around and sort of wave at the townsfolk and say, "It's all taken care of. You can all head home now."
They're kind of slowly murmuring to each other. Some of them kind of linger to keep an eye on you all, but
Wait, we should have just followed her. We should have asked her to take us to them.
eventually they
Take us
kind
to
of move away.
Them, the leaders.
The ghost.
The ghost line.
Not in your voice. The ghost.
Eventually all the people kind of dissipate in this crowd, leaving you with the information that you gathered from her, but down a few gold pieces.
Man, yeah, it's good.
It's,
Go on.
I was.
I don't remember what's happening.
I was just gonna say, it's 2 gold. We found 211, and we're gonna make 500 plus.
And we made 222 silver this evening in that very fine performance. You were
That's
great
right, Papa.
tonight. You were great, and so were both of you.
So you.
Do I believe you? Can I roll an insight check on you? Do I believe you? Natural 20. What do you think about me?
What do you really think?
I think you know that I prefer performances that are musical, but that I do think you're very talented, and I am especially impressed by your the way in which you work the crowd, which is so not my style.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's not for everybody.
See, that is his act.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, only
No, but
two
he's my
people
favorite.
with 2 ears and a
He's my
heart.
favorite actor. I'm sorry, I hate to play
Excuse
favorites.
me.
Yeah,
With
but
thaumaturgy, I make a little wind.
I have an idea.
my hair.
Why don't we all close our eyes and vote on who's the best?
Brother, you're so crazy.
Don't make
You're
me
always so
choose
crazy,
between
yeah.
my father and my wife
And your step cousin.
and
not
my
a
family.
It's never a competition for an act, no? What?
Seriously, why are we left out of everything?
Come on, I know I'm not family, but still.
No, we're not your family, right?
Listen, we
Thank
gotta
you,
get
Mr.
to the
Ruby.
theater.
You're right.
We've been asked to do a job.
You're right, Papa.
This man
Getting
needs
over
our
your
help,
head.
and I'm hungry.
Well,
I gave it a
What happened to all your peanuts, Bob?
I gave it a peanuts.
You didn't eat your peanuts?
I had a few of them, but I'm just saying, let's get a move along.
I look at Ginger and I go,
Alright.
I have one
Cedric goes-
day's rations. I will give you.
Well, how
We're in
many
the middle of a city. We can get more. Like, I'll give them to
I'll say
you.
thank you, brother, and I'll take the rations and I'll take a little piece off, and I'll try it. It's very good, and then I'll just stand there.
Okay, I'd like to roll a perception check on that because I'm a little.
Insight
what are
check?
you looking
Sorry,
for?
an insight check. I don't know if I should be worried about the fuck is going on with my dad.
yeah, totally. He's
It's
acting
definitely
weird.
not right, but
Well, suddenly I have a mustache on,
no, what?
Where did that come from?
and I rolled a 1 and a.
Oh my god! I rolled a 6
Whoa, wait,
You can still win. You can
But
still.
what's my deception?
Or
and a 17.
oh, I don't know if you
That'll do
get.
it.
All right, I'll
Do it.
You can tell that well, I don't know. What do you think of it?
What are you inciting?
Yeah, what?
What's
I just want to know if he's hiding. I want to know
He's not well.
if he's giving the
Wait,
food
wait, sorry.
to the possum and starving himself because he's given the food to the possum. That's the type of thing they got to be watching out for in your elderly parents.
But not to be a rule follower. But I don't think you should have rolled twice
I think you're probably right.
because it wasn't deception.
But you did still roll higher. You rolled
A
a
six.
6.
A 6.
What
Do
did
you
you
have
get?
any? Do you have any bonus to
You had a 4.
insight?
Bonus to
It
insight.
might
Do you have
be.
a
Do I have a
ability
bonus for insight with my
a
you
modifier
have a
insight on
7.
there?
No, just regular.
Yours
like
is 7.
Then I get a +2, so that's
8.
8.
8.
Oh,
What'd you
that's
get?
it.
I have a
7 and 8.
6.
Oh,
There you go. You
Got
detect elder abuse. This possum is taking advantage of your father.
Aw.
Okay.
Oh,
Noted. Noted.
But I'm taking little nibbles and yeah. And when we start walking, have we started walking yet?
Yeah, eat my
Miss Ruby, how are those sending stones coming along? Are they talking to each other?
Hello? Hello?
Are they
Hello.
speaking?
You hear your own voice.
Oh, that's good, right?
Hello?
Hello.
I think they're working. Right?
This is
Wow.
good. So maybe we can split up.
Alright, so perhaps what makes most sense?
Well, I want to go to the docks.
Docks?
Weren't we gonna go to the theater first? And
Well,
then split
now,
up?
I suppose
yeah.
The theater's at the dock.
Right.
You are in the dock world.
we're right
Oh.
here.
The
so
theater
perhaps
is in-
perhaps
Oh,
we
yeah.
all check the
Let's
theater.
just
and-
check it out.
Yes.
Okay.
But maybe if the theater's big, maybe we'll want to split the rocks up
Right.
anyway.
Just in
Rocks.
case, I give a sending stone to Gable.
Whoa.
Are you two splitting up, you think?
Well, I just in case, I don't see her, I'd like to be able to connect her. So perhaps when we actually split up, we'll give it to someone else.
Pattern. Okay.
When we
That's my gig. That's my gag. So you
No
don't
one
always
does.
know what I
We go.
say.
It sounded like she said Pratten.
During this exchange, I'm going to sort of wander off just a little bit, and then with my back to everyone, I'm going to feed Gendry the entire ration. And that was just me rolling like
my
a sleight of hand,
God.
but it was a 2. But I'm parley.
You did good, Rovis.
Yes, well, you're my closest friend.
And you are mine. Close friends. Do whatever they need to do for each other.
I said, oh my goodness.
What they do.
Just nodding silently to you.
Gentry.
I'm grateful for you, Gentry.
I'm grateful for you, Rolfus.
I go, oh my goodness, Gendry, you are so cute sometimes. And I pick him up and I grab him.
Hey, be careful! Be careful! He gets a little startled.
My friend Gendry, I thought we were good pals.
He gets startled.
I'm so sorry.
Just curls up in your arms, Rolfus.
It's all right there. It's all right there.
I thought we were friends.
You are. He just gets startled.
As you're all walking through the streets of the dock ward, as these two are dealing with Gentry, the three of you see a theater. A high-ceilinged, high-roofed theater in front of you. Rolfus, especially you would know that this is another place that, in earlier days of Waterdeep history, this was a place to be. This was a happening theater, constantly performances, bright lights, all that sort of deal. It has seen much better days. It is now barely kept afloat. Only rarely do performances go up in there. Other times it just stays vacant and uncared for. As you approach the exterior of this theater.
This is where you went to brush elbows with the who's who of Waterdeep?
The ghost lights.
Moves along the ghost.
This was the place.
The ghost lights.
Oh,
The theater group, the ghost lights.
Yes, that's the name of the theater, yes.
I did a few gigs here back in the day when it was still pretty open. I remember seeing your act here and being very impressed by you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had more support then. It was a bit of a bigger act, but I like it now that it's small and more intimate.
Yes, it's working very well for the space, I think.
Feels more.
It's working beautifully with
personal.
the space.
And with my daughter, it's
I
just
know.
unparalleled.
Of course. I mean, she adds so much to anything she does.
Oh.
You should have heard her when she was learning the didgeridoo when she was a kid. She was not very good.
Well, the didgeridoo is a very hard instrument to learn.
Well, practice. Everyone goes through a practice phase.
There was a couple of times you sort of nicked
as you're-
yourself inside.
Standing here. Those of you who are looking at the theater can see, as you're standing out here in the dark, the dim light outside, the fog, you see from the windows a dim pulse of a glow
What's that in there?
Inside the thing.
from inside the theater.
We're still outside.
It's outside there.
Oh, let's go in.
Wait!
Oh, I put on my mustache.
Yeah, me too.
I run in. I'm so humiliated by the.
We're not being stealthy. We're just
the crying that's just happened.
Wait.
I run into the theater.
Someone put on the mask, and someone else put on the outfit, and maybe we can pretend to be the ghosts.
Put on the
That's
mask.
kind of crazy, don't you think?
I'll do it.
Okay, you want
You
to?
would be the crazy girl to do that, okay?
You put on the mask.
Yes.
And the outfit.
Like,
And the
Well, it's
outfit.
only scrap.
Genius.
It's
It
very.
is-
Okay,
it's
well,
very,
I kind of tuck it into your
It's a
cleavage.
bow tie of sorts.
Yeah.
That's very chilling seeing you in that.
Right.
Good.
Oh.
she gives me the
the
smartest thing
you
I've ever
know?
done.
You all
You think
enter.
lowly
I
of
cannot
me.
tell, my friend. I cannot
Say
tell
that?
this yet.
Alright.
As you walk through the doors, not stealthing, just going through the doors, bursting in. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm in the back, stealthing.
Gable was.
I'm walking in very casually
Yeah.
at the end, leading the back.
I ran in first.
Gable, you run in first.
Yeah.
Open the doors, and you see decrepit lobby area.
You passed.
Cobwebs strung from chandeliers.
The whole city's
As
gone to
you
hell.
open that door, there's another set of double doors ahead of you, where you see a bit of light coming through, and you understand that to be the space of the theater. As you've burst into this lobby, do you continue forward?
Absolutely, I'm plowing right in there.
I'm doing a scan of this little lobby, seeing if there's anything.
Traps.
I would too. It looks
Make a
amazing.
perception check.
All of us?
I'm going to look for any signs or affiliations with the Great Listener, the Demon Lord of the theater.
Demon Lord.
Maslovsky.
Go make a perception check.
19 is what I got.
Investigation or perception? Can I choose?
Investigation or perception?
I'm gonna do perception.
Yeah, whichever one works better.
That's a 17.
A 17.
19.
As you're looking around, a 19, just looking around to see if there's any traps or anything.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm gonna run for clues.
I got a dirty 20 to look for signs of people being there.
Okay.
I got a 15 for traps.
Like, how's it gonna have like a plus zeros and ones?
3 for really well.
All of you looking around in this lobby area, you don't find any traps. However, you do find, kind of dropped and forgotten beneath some dust, you find this small obsidian sort of icon, this symbol.
Yeah, look at it.
And you can see it is 2 masks
Made of obsidian.
made of two small masks joined together, made of obsidian, and Renek, you recognize this to be the symbol of Myslavsky.
The Demon Lord!
Gable,
Of the theater!
Yeah.
Demon Lord
after
of the
bursting
theater.
through the first door, you burst through the next, and
Gable!
you enter, and what you see is the inside of the theater. This is a spacious interior, especially without a crowd inside at the moment. No audience. The area is dozens of feet wide, dozens of feet to the from the lobby to the edge of the stage. One wide aisle runs down the middle of the room. 2 narrow ones along each wall. And on stage, you can see hanging above the stage is a chandelier.
Okay.
With a rope kind of tied off to the side of the stage. And you also see
Lot 665.
amongst the cobweb seats and everything, there is a stone sort of altar on the stage. And tied to it
Is that Alvin?
is a gnome.
Oh.
It's Alvin.
It's Alvin.
Tied to the altar?
Tied to the altar is a
Sacrifice
gnome.
We can't let that happen.
With short black hair,
Fuck.
fully unconscious.
Oh no.
And as you burst in, you don't see anyone. You can hear them kind of rustling around in the lobby behind you as you look around.
Oh, you're alone.
And then you hear an explosion of flame
Oh.
Fire!
Like,
No.
as
Fire!
fire.
someone in a red robe
It's fucking Max. He's the
with a
demon.
mask over his head
No, you don't think.
He wouldn't
jumps
be
out
over.
from
He wouldn't
behind
be
the altar and sends a sacred flame towards you
Oh shit.
in the aisle as you have stepped into here. Bursting through the door, you can see rustling of the curtains on either side. You don't know how many people are in here, but this is going to be an attack on you. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
All right, I would like to say something right here, right now. I'm resistant to fire.
Oh my god,
That's good. Good to know, right?
This is radiant.
Oh,
So sorry.
Doesn't count.
Okay,
But go ahead and
never
make a
mind.
dexterity
Okay.
save nonetheless.
And resistance just mean half damage?
Half
or-
damage.
Okay.
So add your dex saving throw, which is
That's
plus 1.
benign.
Uh-oh.
We're at a nothing but a 9.
It's a 9.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're at a paltry 9.
You take 7 points of radiant damage.
You're down.
I'm unconscious.
Send out this flame,
shit.
hits you, and Ruby, you hear Gable call out, like scream
I
out
sprint.
as a flame hits you straight in the chest. You fall back. You feel the wind leave your chest before you go dark and go unconscious. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative right now.
That's gonna be a 17 for Rennick.
19.
5.
You are on
You're dead.
fire tonight. The two of you have been rolling nat 20s left and fucking right.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Ah!
Oh my god,
Oh
wow.
my god.
We really
Yes.
did not need to go to the end of the year places here, did we? We did not need to go to
fucking
any
are.
of the other wards.
This is you?
Yes.
Oh,
God.
and this is me, Rennick.
So, will you put Annie in the aisle laying down?
Eric,
And then we're probably up in the
could
entrance,
you
right?
turn on that
So, like,
phone,
back
like
here?
open the
Yeah, will you
password?
scoot?
It's Isabel's password. You can undo it if you need. Like, take it out of the thing, but...
Is that everyone? No, this is you, right?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm up there. Rennick and Tata.
This is a beautiful little map, Eric.
This is a really cool
gorgeous.
map. We're in a theater.
Is it in the camera?
We're in the
Yes,
theater.
perfect.
We did not need to go to any of the other places here. Apparently, only the duck ward.
If that motherfucking Max,
Oh,
that
good.
Feels like
Yeah.
I had the same thought
think so.
at
Here,
intermission.
let me pull it this
Wait a
way.
second.
What the?
That is Max.
Max is
There.
the
Could have
motherfucking
been.
demon of the
I mean,
theater.
you guys are bullies to him.
Yeah.
You cannot expect him
All right.
not to go off the hinges at some point.
You're down like that. You might
bullied
die.
him and you did not let him have
I
his
really
act.
didn't think she was gonna die tonight.
I know, and that's the thing though, is then would it even be Travis?
someone up here.
There probably was. I think we
Yeah.
thought
She's
it
not
was
going to die
one of our
tonight.
characters.
She's not gonna die
Where
tonight.
are all? Does everyone have their character?
There's one
up
in the
to?
middle right there.
Oh,
Is this yours, Jack?
yes.
Oh, that was what I.
That's 1, 2.
It goes in this right behind there. As this is what you see. Amazing. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative. If everyone's got it, 20,
Crossbow
25 to 20.
Natural 20 for a 21.
My God.
What is happening?
She's my daughter.
Roll
And
this
she's
on
down.
fire. 20 to 15.
19 or 20.
No.
19.
19 for Ruby.
17 for Rennick.
17 for Rennek. 15 to 10.
14.
14. 14 for Brava. Amazing. Gable, what'd you get?
Do I roll?
Yes, go for it. Go roll initiative.
13. Wait.
13.
Yeah, 13. Yep.
Amazing. Incredible. It was used.
What's a crossbow's damage?
Right.
D8 or
This
D6?
guy.
I think it might be D6, but I can look it up. Well, I'm on that.
Looking up, you can see as you look through the doors here.
I'm going first. I'll hear
Rolvis, you are up first. As you come through the doors, you see the same things, this dilapidated theater, and you see two chandeliers. You see one directly above your head as you come in, and then one directly above the stage. Both of them covered in cobwebs. The one on the stage, you can see the rope connecting it to the sides and coming down in the wings. And you can see these moth-bitten curtains, just everything in decay. And you see this one robed figure. Underneath the robes, you can see they're wearing a mask and they're wearing what looks like ballet slips and tights. It is your turn, Rolvis.
You said chandelier here? Where? There's,
That's him right there.
but there is a chandelier. Oh, there's a chandelier there.
Yes.
Got it. I'm going to let out a scream, seeing Cable on the ground. I'm just going to scream my daughter's name, Cable! And I'm going to run to my daughter's body, and I'm going to drop to my knees, and I'm going to look around furiously, and I'm going to pull out a twig of mistletoe that I said I didn't have, and I'm going to say, we need the berries. And my hand's gonna open up, and I'm gonna cast Good Berry, and it's gonna be full of berries. And I'm wondering if you'll let me put a berry into her mouth.
I'm gonna say yes, you can with your full action. You can like help her chew it up and eat one berry.
I'm gonna be like, my daughter, my daughter, my baby, and I'm gonna move her jaw, and I'm gonna take out maybe a flask of water and just pour it down her throat so she can. Ideally, heal 1 hit point.
She gets 1 hit point back. Gable, you are
And I'm gonna just
no longer unconscious. You come back to 1 hit point. You're
That is why
conscious,
you're not
prone
back.
on the ground. If you want to move your person up, if you want to move your mini up to
and I
Gable.
shall
Incredible.
end my turn.
Incredible. That's Amazing, the good berries. Ruby is up now with Renek on deck.
You didn't take your rooms.
Ruby.
Okay, yeah, I also run forward. I'm blue, yeah. To Ruby. To Gable. And as my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word, and I say, it's alright, darling. And I'm going to... I forget what that is at first level. It's just 1D... Is it 1d4?
Healing Word?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
So, yeah.
Plus 4?
1d4. 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Nice. Oh, modifier, not attack.
Yeah.
Which is charisma.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Incredible.
You
You're
8
fully
points.
healed.
You're back to full health. Oh my god.
Incredible. You kneel down by your wife. Gable, you are conscious with your father and your wife at your side.
I'm gonna
So-
look at you and
That's
just
brilliant.
say, like, she's lucky to have you.
Oh.
Yeah.
need to get rid of that bossing.
And then I
Still have your action.
yeah, I still have my action. And I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at this guy.
Amazing. Is that a cantrip?
No.
Then you cannot cast it, I'm afraid. Healing Word is a first level spell.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Very good.
And shit. Oh, it's not here. And that is going to be a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments. So I'm gonna say,
You think you can come in here and put on a show? You've never seen real magic.
That is, for real, a critical failure on the wisdom saving throw.
Wow.
Nice.
okay, well, it's gonna take some psychic damage.
Amazing.
And that's gonna be 2 points of psychic damage. And it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Wow.
Dope. Let's fucking
Incredible. As you send out this mockery, locking eyes, you can see the eyes behind this mask of this ghost-light cult fanatic, sending out the
Aubie, will
spell.
you stand up?
What's that?
Gable. I just want to get.
Is she standing up?
Gable's prone.
Oh,
Gable's
you're
not
prone.
standing up.
Okay, I step in front of her too.
Nice.
You move me in front of her?
Love it. Renek, you are up.
Great.
Brava on deck.
Okay, so I'm going to use my full action to dash forward.
Amazing.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. So I'm right here at the foot of the stairs.
Amazing.
And I say, I am sorry, my friend, but you are going to have to go through me if you want to hit them. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
Of course.
Get his ass.
And what happens when I rage? So I'm a shifter, and so that's my race, and I'm of the beast hide subclass. So that
Wait,
means
you're not
that
a human?
Not quite. Not quite.
No, that's...
Some might call me wear-touched, and so this means that when I am excited or stressed, I can't help it. I transform into this half sort of human, half boar, like wild boar-like creature.
God.
And so I start shaking.
necklace.
My eyes glow golden. And I grow a little tail, and these tusks come out of my face like this. And you see me like huff, and I just steel myself with my shield against them, and I'm raging.
Incredible.
But that gives me a plus a d6, so 3 extra hit points. And 1 more point to my armor class, making it 19.
Good lord.
Wow.
That is wild.
So fucks with me, man.
Amazing. All of you see, for the first time, Renek go through this transformation, becoming even stronger than before as you rush up, staring down this fanatic. Incredible. Is that your turn, Renek?
That's my turn.
Brava, you are up.
Okay, cool. So I recall there's a rope connecting the chandelier.
Connecting the one on the stage to the side of the stage, yes.
Where's that?
You can see it roughly. So you see this chandelier?
Yeah,
Just going off.
got it. And this bad guy's under the chandelier?
The bad guy and the
Oh, he is too.
sacrifice, yeah.
Sacrifice. Nice. Very nice.
I thought
calling him the
maybe one of them
sacrifice
was. Okay, I'm just gonna run up 30. Could you run me up 30?
Yeah, sure.
And with my crossbow, I'm gonna take it out and aim it
Yeah.
at the baddie, and I'm gonna shoot it.
Amazing.
And is the crossbow a D6 or D8?
I think it's a D6.
If you could look.
Do you wanna
I will look up.
Nice.
now.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that's
Is it what kind of crossbow is it? Is it
Light.
a light crossbow? 1d8, baby.
Alright.
Wow.
Range 80, 320.
Damn. Okay. Sadly, it's only 4 damage.
Okay, takes 4 damage. It's amazing.
That's it for me.
Do you add, but do you add,
Sneak attack, no one's
no,
up
I meant,
there.
do you add, like, your proficiency modifier or something?
It's a 4.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, you only
It's
have
a
that
4.
built into your-
Takes the damage as you run forward, shoo, aim your light crossbow, boom, shoot, and it just
Or your dex modifier.
skitters across the shoulder, and there's a spray of blood as it goes, yeah! No matter. You're already too late as he holds up a dagger with a jewel in it. And he begins to, as he's slowly raising it, so he begins to chant this
Can I use my reaction?
eldritch incantation. What's your reaction?
Hellish rebuke.
It's when you take damage, or when you're hit. As he holds it up, he begins to utter an incantation. He does not finish it in this turn. You don't know how many turns it's going to take for him to finish this
Oh my God.
concentration.
Okay.
As he's uttering this, you can see black smoke starting to drift around his dagger.
It's
That's going to be
concentration.
his. That is
We can
going
break
to be
it.
his turn.
Right, break the concentration.
Gable, you are up.
Okay. I'm shaken awake by the power of love and family.
Totally.
Saved.
Which you love.
Which I love.
We're here. Best way to survive ever.
Yeah. Okay. Overwhelmed. I work through that. I stand up. Ah! Okay, and then
That's a full action.
So that's
right?
half your
No,
movement.
that's just half
That's
your
half the
movement.
half my
That's just
movement.
15 feet of movement. Yep.
okay, I'm gonna move 15 feet
Nice.
forward.
Past your wife.
Yep, past my wife. Yep,
Yeah.
going into the fray. That's my move.
Absolutely. Do you have action or bonus action from there?
Okay.
You can use your spells.
Giving very wife.
Yeah. You can use your spells. And as good, you can pick any of these guys. I
Really?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can look up what they do if we don't know. So something it sounds interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What are, I think Ice Knife, Earth Tremor, and Thunderwave are all kind of
Thunderwave
like,
is good.
um,
Because, yeah.
attacky ones, you know, that those are more healing. Fog
also
Cloud,
know.
Entangle will like
They're
make
both
them
druids.
stop moving.
Which one? What tracks? What tracks are both druids?
okay.
But you only
like
get
daughter
2 of
of
these
Okay.
over our whole battle, and then you can use this as much as you like, which
What's that do?
you can make your voice boom or like everything kind of. It's just kind of like
Drama.
Drama.
Okay, so I cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
Interesting choice.
I love
Uh-huh.
Okay, I cast Animal Friendship, and as I'm running the 15 feet up forward, I call out to
Gendry.
Gendry?
Gendry.
Gendry, and I say, in animal language, I say, hey, listen, you little piece of shit. I know what you're fucking doing to my dad, and he's gotta eat to live. Look forward, you little shit, you little garbage monster. You see?
Gendry's gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
What are you trying
What's your spell save DC?
Remember who the real enemy is.
Yeah. Big bad. What's your spell save DC? Spell sheet?
12.
Here we go. That's a 6.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Gentry.
No, I meant to speak. Okay, yeah. You
Stop
listen to
it.
me. You're fucking listening to me right now. Okay, look. You don't want me to snap your tiny little fucking awesome neck? Then you better get your ass in gear, and you better slither down your little body right through these seats, and you get up there and you take a damn bite out of that god's ankle.
Inspiration.
Jumps off of you, Robus, and just starts boom, 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 bounding, bounding down. I'm gonna put a D4 on the board for Gentry.
the possum?
This is
I just want to also point out that since I had cast
got it.
Animal Friendship, I too could understand all of that.
Oh
I think.
my
Right
god.
up next to me, Renee.
Gentry runs up and gets right next to Renee.
I'd like to campaign for
I
a
love
point of
everybody.
inspiration for Annie.
Absolutely, point of inspiration for you for
Okay.
bringing Gentry into the fray, potentially
underwrite.
risking Gentry's life. I will add, as Gentry joins
incredible.
What does that
Renee.
mean? It means you can re-roll
You can get advantage
Oh,
on something.
right?
Yeah.
Advantage on the roll of your choice.
of which
But
whatever
like
roll
after
you
you've
want.
rolled, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where it is on your character
It's on the
sheet.
front.
I'm sorry.
As Gentry runs
Oh, there it
up, is that your turn, Gable?
Yeah, that
That's
was
my turn.
really excellent.
Amazing. There's the sound of bursting wood as coming out of 3 different trap doors on the
Uh-oh.
stage.
Oh my god.
You see,
Uh-oh.
in full leotards,
Shit.
dance belts,
Not the
hiked
ghost
up,
lights.
The ghost lights. The ghost lights theater.
Oh, the ghost
the
lights.
Ghost Lights Theater Troupe.
And the German Lord of the theater.
Oh my god.
No.
So are they humans
Miss
though?
Lavsky.
They are.
Okay.
They're just a theater troupe.
Oh
It's a
god.
great listen.
Boring. We're a troop too.
They're a troupe too.
Now can you have sneak attack because Gentry's with you?
That's not me.
That's, I mean,
Oh,
that was
but
my
I could,
thinking, was
but I
he could
could.
give people advantage.
I could, though.
As first one is going to go up to you, Renek, and is going to attack with a scimitar. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Wow, that'll do it.
Wow, that's great. 17 plus 3 is a 20 to hit. It's going to be 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
A second one is coming up to you with the scimitar attack.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not joking. That's a 17 plus 3, 20 to hit.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Beating your 19 AC.
Shit.
And that's 2 more points of slashing damage as these cultists burst out of the stage, swinging scimitars, and say, "For the great listener!" and swing at you,
gotta be
blood
kidding me.
spraying
Fucking actors.
on your shifted form. It's gonna be their turn, and the one on the stage is going to look to Gable is now in front of all of those, and it's going to throw a dagger. That's going to be a 16 to hit you with the dagger,
boy.
Gable.
Alright.
Yes.
Does that hit?
Let's find out.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah.
That's 4 points of piercing damage to you as the dagger just
What do you got now?
spirals through the theater, hitting you. That's going to be the cultist's turn.
You are
As
so
Rolvis, you are back up
delicate.
now. As you can see this
Talking away.
ritual, this dark ritual continuing as the cult fanatic, the leader, is chanting.
Oh no. Oh no. I'll look at my daughter-in-law and say, "Shh. Protect her with your life." And I hand you one of the good berries. Just for if you need it.
Uh-huh.
And I will, here I am. Add 10, 15, 20, 25, let's see here.
Opportunity
Right
attack,
here,
don't forget.
right here, I'm going to, I'm gonna say, Gable, take cover if you need it. Where are you, Gable? Is this you?
No, that's me.
You're here?
That's me. That's
And
I
I'm going
think
to...
Rolvis does think that Renek is Gable in that moment. Just
Okay, cool.
through senility.
Yeah. That's good. Take cover if you need it. And I'm going to cast Fog Cloud right where I am.
Nice.
I'm going to move my arms, and as I swirl my arms, mist is going to come out and all around me, and I'm going to expand out, and a 20-foot radius of fog is going to...
Yeah, try casting your
Is
little
going to
spell
be
through
like-
that.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is good. Thank you. That was just what I
The
needed.
fog expands, shielding you all from any more dagger throwing in your direction.
I'm gonna make the cloud so it ends here, and then it's a 20-foot radius, whatever that would be.
Nice. Amazing. Whew. The fog extends out from all of you.
This is good. Thank you.
Now, shielding all of you. Rolvis, that's your turn. Ruby, you are up with her neck on deck.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to go ahead and cast.
Should I draw it there?
Yeah, go for it, please.
1 second.
What you got?
Okay, I am going to cast Dissonant Whisper, so he needs to make a Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. On the
who?
cult fanatic,
The
the leader.
on stage.
Yeah, Mr. Guy.
Right, you might have to move a little bit to get out of the fog. I'm about to try because you won't be able to see him right now.
Do I need to see? Oh.
Right? I meant
Yes, yeah.
I'm
The fog is
trying to draw
currently
Obscuring him.
We'll just it's the
obscuring
first-
you. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's alright, Aubie.
can I move to where I can
We
see him outside of the cloud? Will you move me to the left or to the right to where I can see him?
I
Maybe.
think that you can get him no matter what. I think you, as long as he can hear it,
Like,
you
never
send
mind.
it in his direction.
Okay, yeah, I send in his direction, so he makes a Wisdom save.
That's a 6 on the wisdom save.
Nice.
Fails it.
I love when that happens.
I love when that
I
happens.
get it.
I need some
Distant
Anything past the front row.
Sorry, sweetie.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh,
Oh.
so bad. 4 psychic damage. And
4 points. Okay.
it must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa.
nice. Does that break its concentration?
Well,
Better?
He's gonna move 30 feet. Yeah, go for it.
this way?
Yep. He's gonna roll to see if he breaks concentration
Okay.
on this. So he took 4 points of damage, so he is going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw equal to 10
Slay.
or higher.
Slay.
His
Slay, go,
con save is a +1.
Okay.
It's a 10 plus 1, 11.
Oh, so his
Wow.
concentration
Continues. As he's kind of like shaken by
he's
it and
further
like
away.
backing away, he's still holding it up,
It's okay.
and the smoke is still building around it.
Not near Alvin anymore.
Yeah, but he's
As
still
he
conjuring
succeeds
it.
on the concentration
Yeah.
check, Ruby, is that your turn?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration to Renek, and I'm gonna say, show him what you got. That's the best I could do right now.
Incredible. You feel yourself filled with the
Thinking about it.
inspiration of
And
Ruby
What does
Hayworth.
that give me?
It gives you a D6 to use whenever you need to add to something.
Okay.
And it is your
Cool.
turn, Renek, with Brava on deck.
Well, he's far away now, so I'm
Ugh.
just gonna ignore him then. And I'm just gonna focus on the two in front of me.
Yeah, we gotta get these guys.
And yeah, I have no range weapons, so I'm gonna go for the one on my right here.
Nice.
And I'm going to attack him with my. We'll go with my great axe. We're gonna chop him in half.
Incredible.
So that's going to be a 14 to hit.
14 hits. Go ahead, roll damage.
Amazing. 8 points
Nice.
of piercing damage.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's 8 points.
8 points?
Oh, 10. 10.
10 points?
Yep, 10
Okay,
points of
How do you
piercing.
kill this guy?
Oh my god.
I feel Ruby, Miss Ruby's power within me, and I swing my axe around. I do a little time step. I swipe him in half.
And so, as you do the time step, there's a moment before you swing where he looks, he says, tap.
The power
Sliced
of
in
dance.
half, the two halves flying apart, clean in half. The one next to you starts
Get him out of there,
shaking,
Aubie.
but goes into 5th position, ready to attack you.
And I didn't really need
this,
to.
or-
I didn't have to move on that one, so I'm going to.
Which one was it?
The one on the right.
Yeah.
My right. Yep. So he's gone, and I'm right next to him. So actually, I'll just stay. I think. Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Incredible. With that being your turn, Renek, one of these cultists fully sliced in half. Brava, you are on deck.
Okay, I'm going to run right up past Gable, and along the way, if possible, I'm going to look at Gable and say, "Give me the stone," and grab the stone, the
Sending
Sending
stone.
stone.
sending stone, and then I'm gonna yell, thaumaturgy, top of my lungs, looking like one of the ghosts the best I can, wearing my stash. I'm gonna say, "Ghost lights!"
Yeah.
Miss Lofsky, the demon lord of the theater, is commanding us to not sacrifice this halfling. We got the wrong one.
Totally, yeah.
He says, "Lay down your arms or face the consequences."
This.
And I'm gonna look at you, wink wink, or you, wink wink, hoping that you'll say it into the stone so they can hear.
Wait, what?
So they can hear
Wait.
the message from the demon
What?
lord.
You can't just say it from your own voice.
No, wait, but you're saying, I get it.
What's
So
happening?
the sending stone, can we say that there's a speakerphone function on the sending stone? I think is
Why
what.
can't you just say it?
No, I'm saying
Because the
Oh,
demon
because you
lord
need
is going to be
thaumaturgy.
speaking.
if they
The
check the
stone?
stone, I want him to be speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So what's happening in this moment? You say all this loudly for them to hear,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And then you're just preparing for if they listen to the stone.
That's right.
Okay, so you're gonna make a deception check now for this thaumaturgy you just did.
Yeah.
And you're wearing the mustache.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead
course,
and make
And the mask.
And the mask,
Make a deception
and
check
the
with
smelly, and thaumaturgy
Smelly rat.
loud.
smelly
Okay.
Advantage.
Wait, what am I rolling?
advantage on
Deception. 15.
15. As you yell this out and come just outside the fog cloud, looking up at them, you can see two halves of one of the cultists just lying bloody on the ground. Two others that are quaking, and then the one that has been forced to back away, still holding up this dagger, chanting with this smoke coming around. And you can see he starts shaking as he looks at you. All of a sudden says, "Are you sure?"
I've never been more sure in my entire life.
There will be consequences
Listen.
if we stop and we've been able to.
Listen!
As he's holding it up, still hanging on to the ceremony, he listens. What comes through?
Well, I have to use the other rock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, go and use your reaction to say what you will through the. We'll come around to you on your turn. We'll come around to you on your turn. We'll get there.
Like, how far will I let them
Holding
go?
up, he is holding up the dagger.
Wait a minute.
It's still going, but Brahma, that's your turn. On Ruby's turn, we'll see if we reach a good conclusion with that. As it's going to be now, the cult leader's turn. He's still hanging on to it, concentrating on it, but he's looking at you and waiting for this message from Myslavsky, the great listener. And it's going to be now.
Listen.
Listen.
It's going
Great
to
listener.
be Gable's turn.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I
I kind of got away with a lot on that
Yeah,
turn.
that's
I think.
awesome.
okay. I
I don't know if I totally follow this, but I'm excited by it.
These kids and their new technologies.
okay. All right. Okay, I run
Yes.
more forward. Another 15 steps. Okay, which brings me there. All right, maybe I run another 30.
Nice.
Okay.
Or another 15 is as far as you go, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get up to the top of the
Or
stairs.
you want to be next to this guy or here?
Yeah, I want to be next to that guy.
Sure.
Right there. And I, okay, and then what I do is, I take my spear, and I slam that spear right into that guy.
100%. As you take out your spear, whipping it around, getting your hands dirty, go make an attack roll on this cultist.
Okay, great. So it's a 7.
A 7 does not hit.
Oh, it's a 9. It's a 9.
A 9, unfortunately, still does not hit.
Okay.
As you swing the spear around, you aim the tip of the spear straight for the chest of
Wait. That was for an unarmed strike.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
So
a spear uses what kind of... Is that...
That's a strength. It's strength plus
so,
proficiency.
So that would be 7 plus your strength.
Which is 0.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Plus
So,
your proficiency.
9.
Okay, so that's... Yeah.
It is
Okay. It was worse.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I'm sorry.
swing the spear around,
Maybe
the
it
tip
was. No.
pointed to the chest of this cultist. It's going straight for the heart.
Yeah.
Before, bah! High kick, snaps the spear out of the way. Out just
That's a butt
sending you reeling as you
Yeah.
swing the spear back,
High kick.
gritting your teeth against this cultist who kicked it out of the way. Is that your turn, Gable?
Can I do anything else?
If you have a particular bonus action, but at level 1, generally, it's kind of tough.
This is a bonus action. Healing word is a bonus action, but nobody is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you're hurt,
You
right?
need it.
You
You
can
only
give
have
yourself a
3
healing
points.
word.
I'm
if
gonna
you
heal
have
myself. I'm
Nice,
gonna heal myself.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that, as it's going to be these cultists' turn
but
now.
that you will have used your 2 slots.
The one
Yes,
right
I
next
have.
to you,
That's okay,
Gable,
I
is going to attack you.
So,
That's an 18 to hit.
Okay.
Good thing you're healing yourself.
You take 4 points of slashing damage.
Yep. Well, I'm only at 3.
but no, you
Yeah,
just
but you were
healed
healing
yourself.
yourself.
Okay.
Yourself, so
So
that's
I'm
healing
back
word
at
is
3.
what? Plus...
4 plus your what is your, wisdom?
4 plus
4 plus 2.
So 4.
4.
So you're at full health, and
then
then you
what was
take
that?
4.
And then another 4 out.
Okay, so
So
you're
you're still at
back
3.
Okay, great.
And then the
Okay.
second one is going to take out another dagger and throw it at Gable.
What the fuck?
This fog cloud is covering pretty much everyone else. Gable is outside of the fog cloud.
That's true.
Okay.
She's right.
That is going to be an 18 to hit with the
Oh
dagger.
god. Oh god.
Okay.
Woodberry incoming.
You should
Boy,
have stayed behind me.
yes, I
Muppets.
should have.
That's 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so I'm at a 0.
Damn,
The
she's
dagger
down
hits you
again.
again, and you go down onto the stairs leading up to the stage,
It's getting
sprawling
It's
against
getting
it.
very weak.
The cultists, that is their turn. It is now going to be Rolvis, your turn.
Before my turn,
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
Gendry like do something?
Oh my gosh, so
But-
true. Gendry is going to run up to, I think, maybe Gendry's going to run up to the leader of the cult?
Yeah,
Cool, great.
of course he is.
He's gonna dash. Gendry's gonna dash to get all the way to the
On
cult
That's what I
leader.
fucking told him to
On
do.
his little possum legs.
Wait, hold
Possum
on.
legs are sprinting
I told him to get up there and fight that fucker.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
all the
so-
way up. That's the action of Gendry and
Incredible.
Possum. As the
Gendry the
cult
Possum.
leader is just holding onto this dagger, looking at you, Brava, and then looking down, just shaking again, looking down at this possum running up. That's gonna be Gendry's turn. Roll this.
All right. I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna peek my head out of the fog cloud.
Mhm.
50, and then I immediately see my daughter there
Mhm.
down, and I will I'll feed her bonus action to feed her the
Another good berry? Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
You feed a second good berry to your daughter. Come back with 1 hit point and the poisoned condition for eating more than 1 good berry in a day.
Oh, great.
But you are alive. You are
I
conscious.
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Did I?
Fuck.
They were so good.
Was that my action?
about
I would say it's your action.
Bad
Okay.
berry. You need to rebrand.
And I'm going to go on the other side and over here.
And I think that's advantage because we're flanking.
Yeah.
If you're attacking, you have
no, I'm not
advantage.
attacking because I just used my action, but I'm trying. But I will set you up if I can.
Yeah, totally.
and I will go between both of them.
Nice.
And I'm
I'm
gonna take my staff and be like, stay away from her! And I'll sort of hold my staff really firmly, and like vines sort of appear out of the staff and wrap around, and you see. You've never seen me do this, but I cast Shillelagh, and I just shellac, and I will brandish it between the two of them, and be like, get away from her!
You see them both kind of stumble back, looking at you as you rise to your full strength, defending your daughter. Standing right between these two cultists. Robus, that's your turn. Ruby, you have gotten the communication from Brava about what to do with the sending stone.
But
it's also that.
Is that gonna be my free action? To whisper into it to speak?
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay, so
While running.
I whisper into the stone and I say, stop what you're doing now. It isn't worth it. We have more important matters to tend to. You fools.
That's right. You gotta hit him with the foolishness.
The cult leader yells back, but if I stop now, great listener, I don't know what will become of us! Yelling out. Go and make a deception check with advantage.
Come on.
Put your mustache on your butt.
No, it is your possum.
You got it.
Gendry. Gendry hisses at him when he's at
Ooh. Oh.
It's not awesome. 11?
11. He's still holding on to this ritual for the time being. He seems certainly shaken and certainly questioning.
Can I cast Bardic Inspiration now? Oh, this is my turn, right?
Yeah.
But not for that roll.
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'm also gonna cast as Ruby Vicious Mockery again.
Incredible.
Not
as you come out.
Mockery.
By the way, do I
100%.
get to use the Bardic Inspiration from the last turn on
Yeah,
anytime?
yeah.
You
You
can
get
do
it for a
anytime,
minute.
Oh, okay,
So,
great.
a long turn.
Don't forget about the fog if everyone needs it.
For sure.
Vicious Mockery, is that going to be a save?
Yeah, a wisdom save.
On the leader of the cult?
Yeah.
That's 17.
No.
Okay, well, fine. That succeeds, but it's still...
Half damage, doesn't have to move. So go and roll 3d6.
Wait, no, Vicious Mockery
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Distant Whispers.
is only 1d4. But I don't know if it gets half or not. If it fails.
No, does not. Doesn't look like it.
That sucks.
I'm so sorry. As you send out this vicious mockery again, you can see that he is distracted. Looking between the person telling him that the demon lord wants us to end and the possum that is screamingly running towards him.
My bonus action, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Brava.
Nice.
And say, you've always been as good as me, Brava. We just do different things.
Amazing.
and give you a little Bardic Inspiration die.
Incredible.
I love you!
Renek, you are up with Brava on deck.
Okay, can I don't have any ranged weapons, but can I throw my axe?
Yeah.
Can I-
It's a great axe?
My great axe. It's heavy.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Can I use my
You're raging.
athletics? So it's
Yeah.
like okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's going to hit. I think. It's
2 hits.
so I'm aiming for the cult leader.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's going to be a 17 plus 6. So
Yes, that definitely
I think
hits.
I'm going to hit him.
Incredible.
Great. I'm aiming straight for him. I'm going to throw my axe. And that's going to be a
Possibly
7 plus so 9 to hit. 9 damage.
9 points
Nice.
of damage.
Bitch, Gendry.
Incredible. Doing that much more.
Wow.
It just into his arm. There's just gushing blood.
That's gonna break
as he's
his
still
concentration,
holding
right?
up. He drops one arm, and he does have to do a concentration check. So he has to do a Constitution saving throw and try and beat a 10.
Come
It's a
on,
plus
come
1.
on.
So he's got to hit a
I know.
9 or more. I'll roll in front of him, Tim.
9 or
Come
more.
on, let's see it. Let's see it.
6.
Oh!
Got him!
Good job.
On,
Nice. That was
Hell
awesome,
yeah.
Renek.
Unbelievable.
you see his one arm drop limp as you cut into it. His one hand that is still holding it up starts shaking uncontrollably as he starts. No! No! As you can see his skin start to ripple. As the smoke goes across his body, seemingly entering into his skin, up and bubbling through his face.
Oh my God.
It starts explodes out of him as the smoke then shoots across the room into the other cultists that are still alive. Going into them as they start to shake, smoke coming out of their mouths.
That's just it.
As they explode.
Oh my
Black
god! Damn it, Lord, face your makeup!
Black smoke exploding out of them and swirling in the air above your heads. As you can see this spirit of the great listener, this essence of the demon lord of theater gathering, shoot up through the ceiling and disappear.
Get out.
And there is silence as you look around and you see the exploded bodies of cultists around you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm covered in blood. I'm between them.
Oh yeah, you're right between them.
Gendry is also covered in blood. Yeah. You're fully right between them. You are soaking in blood. You all catch your breath.
Gendry's like,
You look over and you see there is a gnome that is tied to this altar, unconscious but breathing.
I go over to him, and I look into his eyes, and I say, "Listen, we didn't expect that they would explode, but that's what happened, and we were just trying to defend ourselves. I guess my question is, before we heal this young gnome, should we take him hostage?"
Yes.
Because my question is, I don't know, the way that, what's his name, PT, Timbers, is sort of destroying all the small businesses in Waterdeep.
But he has the best pies.
But perhaps...
You're indoctrinated.
I'm walking towards him and holding a good berry.
no.
Wait.
Papa, well, perhaps we can also try kindness, but we could also try rope.
Well, here's my question, okay?
Why don't we stabilize him?
Stabilize, yes.
How
Is he stabilized?
How long is it gonna
He's
take?
stable.
Okay.
He's not really doing death saves. No.
Okay.
Maybe one of us, maybe me, to just kind of run over to his brother's house in the Castle District. Little ransom note, you know.
Oh, my friends, I am sorry to say this, but I did not kill these people in vain. I did not kill these people so you could take advantage of them and take their money and milk them for all their worth.
No, we're not taking advantage of
Miss
these
Ruby,
people.
Miss Ruby, I need you to listen to my words because I care deeply about you and I care much about this family here. And I want you to think about this. Really. Does making that money really equal the life of somebody?
You're better than this.
You
I'm
are
gonna-
better than
You're
this.
better
I'm
than
gonna
this.
try and-
so
You are a
are you.
beautiful, you are beautiful.
I know life is hard, and the times are hard, and sometimes we don't have a lot to eat, but I can make these berries, and we can get by, and better than this. I've seen the way you treat people kindly.
Well, I have no intention of killing the gnome. I was just going to see if we could shake down the big money for all it's worth. But if that's not the right move, I
trust you all so deeply.
Well, here's a question, okay? Just to say, we ran across a demon in the theater tonight, did we not?
We did.
So I
Didn't
gotta
know that
wonder, is there another demon in the theater we could call upon to sort of boost our sales?
Sure.
Up the sparkle of the shows in the cabaret.
No! That's not right!
We let the
Not the demon, the lover of the
Like
theater.
the angel of the theater,
angel of
maybe.
the theater.
Also, you look terrible. You need to. Can someone? Can you heal them?
Oh, not anymore.
I'm
Alvin
gonna-
says this
okay, wait.
as a blood-soaked possum gets on his blood-soaked shoulder.
You look terrible.
I feed him a good berry.
While this is all happening, if I may, with my mustache, I'm gonna try and stealth away from all of them arguing, and go over to the gnome, and see. Hopefully, they don't hear me or see me.
Well, I'm gonna.
I am standing
gonna do
there
a,
because I was going
like-
to give him a good berry.
So
So
make a stealth check with Vinny.
I'm gonna do a
Okay.
perception check though,
can I as well? And
Yeah.
because I'm against. All right. Well, I did not. I got a 3. Or 5.
I was saying because I was nearby, I was going over to him to give him a good berry. So I think I might notice.
You
I got a
Alvin.
17.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I got
You-
a
got a 19.
19 plus.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to add.
What are you trying to do?
I
Take
got
him
a
hostage.
22.
As you're deciding to go over to Alvin, you were going over.
Well, I had gone initially when they were talking to give him a good berry, the gnome a good berry, and they
Okay.
had stopped me. So I think I was still standing there. I think.
Okay.
So you see as Brava comes over.
Oh,
I just want a word.
with me?
No.
Oh.
The gnome was unconscious, right?
With
Well,
the gnome.
Yeah, you can wake him up, and I'll hand you the good berry.
Okay. I will give it to him.
Okay.
And I will lightly cover his mouth, just so he doesn't scream or anything.
Okay. You feed the good berry, and slowly his eyes open, and then
Have one for yourself.
starts eyes darting around, looking around as you hold your hand over his mouth.
Yeah. I want to say good morning. Hi. I wanted to let you know that we have saved you tonight. The people that took you hostage are all exploded all around you. We did that.
On me.
Look at this guy. He's old. And he's even covered in blood. Have you ever seen anything like that?
You see his eyes kind of darting back and forth, and then you see him close his eyes and clench them as you're talking.
Sure. Don't be frightened.
I'm gonna, with my fingers, open the eyes.
You see them rolled back in his head
Oh boy.
in this moment.
Listen. Stop this, please.
I was just
please.
gonna ask him for a gift.
No. I need
I mean,
you.
why not?
I need the 3 of you to listen. Listen to me and your father. Please. I will leave this cabaret.
No.
This is not. No, I'm not saying this to give you an ultimatum. I am just saying I do not condone this. I escaped a life of violence and a tyrannical leader, and I can't do this. I came here because I wanted to just have friends and find a purpose in life that had nothing to do with killing other people like this or being violent. There's more to life than that, and I know the 2 of you. I know the 2 of you are better than that. You are a beautiful couple. And you will make this work. You will make everything work out. You don't need to hustle people for money. You don't need to fight people for money. You will figure this out on your own. Please, please, don't do this. Think, when you look back on your life, in the future, will you be proud of this moment?
Ruby, what if we open one of these franchises in the cabaret?
If you open it.
A P.T. Timbers. That's a great compromise.
As you hear from the lobby,
Come on, you guys. So determined.
But you're right. That's a peaceful solution because we can bring our businesses
I'm trying to
together.
appeal to your moral conscience.
I'm untying him. And I go to untie him.
Pops.
you hear from the lobby a sound of a spell being cast. And then you hear the door to the theater opening. And you hear a familiar voice say, "What did I say, Mr. Timbers? My people get the job done." As you see Max Murlock walking in
You know, piece of shit.
with the full three-piece suit and fedora back on.
Yeah.
Walking behind him, freshly teleported into this space, having received the message from Alvin. Walking in, you see Max Murlock and short gnome looks a lot like Alvin with short black hair, young. As walking into this space, you see behind them a lot of sort of bruiser-looking people, a lot of large people in like sort of jackets, like worker jackets that say Tasty Timbers. As they kind of file into here, looking up at you, Max looks up at all of you and says, "Hey, job well done, crew." Walking up.
Do you think it claimed the place?
As they walk up, you
think
see
it did?
behind them PT Timbers, this gnome mogul of the pie shops, as he comes walking up and says, "Well, this is something that I will never be able to thank you enough for. I am forever in your debt." And he goes up the stage, and you can see him trembling, and you see him go up to Alvin, and pause for a moment, his hand shaking. "What did they do to you?" He unties him and gives him a hug. Unties Alvin, gives him a hug, and embraces him for a while before bringing him over to the crew that he's brought with him and having him led off by them.
Mr. Timbers,
Yeah.
might we have a word?
I
Yeah.
would love to have a word. But first, I need to do something. And he turns around into his jacket and kind of fishes for a moment. And then pulls out 5 sacks of gold. And hands one to each of you and says, "That's 200 gold for each of you. I thank you so much. I hope that this in some way pays for your troubles tonight. I'm sure it's been a long night for all of you, but you have a friend in Tasty Timbers, and you saved my brother's life. I won't forget that. Thank you."
Mr. Timbers, do you like the theatre?
I am I'm a patron of the theatre. I came to see your show tonight. It was very good.
You liked it?
How was she?
I was a big fan. Ms. Hayworth,
Yes.
you were excellent tonight, I have to say. All of you were. It's a pleasure. I hope it goes without saying that you all have a lifetime of free pies from my shops.
Oh, Mr. Timbers, thank you so much.
Doing the right thing, please.
We are so grateful to you for this very generous gift. And we hope that you will bring your pies to our establishment, and perhaps we can work out some sort of deal.
What do you think, Mr. Timbers? Your pies, our clientele?
I have to say that I do believe in what you are going for with your business. I think that you've had a mighty fine start, but so he kind of gestures for his crew to kind of walk off and be at ease as they take care of Alvin. he looks to all of you and says, "You're the sort of running the operations there, you know?"
Yeah.
That's my daughter.
That's my pa.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
And you.
I must say I couldn't help but think that the talent such as what you have on display deserves a bit more support. I happen to be fortunate enough to have a successful business, but we started from grassroots, much like yourselves, and we like to help people to get to where they deserve to go.
Mr. Timbers, thank you so much.
Of course. She kind of looks around. Are you looking for a bigger space?
What do you think, darling? I mean,
Absolutely, Ruby.
the crown jewel is quaint, but this could be...
But it's intimate.
Think of the. Think
But
of the
think-
acts.
I would be
Of
very
the
happy
acoustics.
to have people write up some loans, and very, very generous loans. They would be very manageable, and we could get you up in a place like this that you deserve, get it fixed up.
I don't know about loan.
I'm gonna
No.
I'm gonna go up and whisper, just move forward a little bit and whisper in his ear and say, "Sir, it's very kind, but they're all too proud to tell you. We're already 2,500 gold in debt. They came today to collect it. If we want to upgrade, we need to pay off that first, and then some."
Well, if you do go into business with me, which of course is no pressure, but if we write some things up and sign them, then I'll let you know that I can pull some strings in this city and I can get those loans paid off and evened out. You won't have to deal with them ever again.
Can I do an insight check? I gotta...
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know about this guy. He's all money, money, money. 13.
13. He seems to be like, he's like a businessman. He's for sure looking out for business, but he seems to genuinely believe in your business, and it's like he does not seem to be pulling the rug out from under you at all.
Brother's life.
True.
True.
Maybe
Say,
this guy might be for real.
can we play you a song?
Says, I've had a long night,
Crazy group.
but
4 in the morning.
does this have to do with this transaction, or are you
Well, I
wanting
don't
to-
know. I just don't
You
know.
wanting to
Really?
cast a little bit of your charms on me?
No, we have a sort of group number we perform sometimes.
That's right, we do.
That's really spectacular. You know it is.
It's a pretty good.
When we all do it together.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I
tell
just...
you what, if we go into this deal, we can have a little bit of a celebration song. How about that?
Deal or no deal?
I kind of huddle up the group.
Yeah.
Hey, can we just have a moment?
Of course, please.
What do we think?
We get up on that stage, we give that man the show of his damn life. We take that beautiful 2,500 gold plus a little extra, and we run right with it.
But he's not giving us 2,500 now, is he?
I think
Unless
here's what
just
I
ask
think.
nicely.
Just what
You
do you
know-
have to lose?
You know, I always say, have your own business, your own, answer only to yourself, and you finally have this, you build it for yourself, it's small, it's intimate, but it's yours, and you know what, I like that you can feel the audience in that space, but you're my daughter, and I trust you.
Yeah.
And, and I believe in you, and so if you think this is right, I'll go along with it. And I wipe some blood off my face.
Oh my god, like a tear.
We're covered in blood.
And with-
means a lot to me, Pa!
I say... Renek. I'm second guessing how I say
yeah.
your name.
Huh?
Do you think this is the right choice for the cabaret?
You're asking me,
Yes.
Miss Ruby. I cannot tell you what is right for you and for Miss Gable. and your cabaret. I'm here as a guest. I'm here as one of your performers. But what I can say is that these are the tastiest pies I have ever had.
They are very, very good
They are
pies.
so good, and you will not lose money if you partner with them. That is what I would say.
That's not what I was expecting you to say, I don't think. But I'm really excited to try these pies.
Miss Ruby, I think whatever decision you make will be right, because you are going to make a decision with your heart.
We just want to make
You-
a beautiful show together.
What does your heart tell you?
Trust yourself.
What does your heart tell you, Miss Ruby?
I don't know, Caitlin.
The two of you, it is your decision to make.
I think we do it.
We dream big. We get the show to more people, but we keep it ours.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep it ours.
And
Keep it ours.
Keep it out.
who's to say you can't have both? If you're performing on a larger level, you can have the other one for a more intimate night. And
You can
in
have
fact,
both, you're not selling the other
maybe
space.
we could run it.
Okay, crazy lady, I like your style.
We know the ins and outs.
You've always had a business sense.
I could perform there one night a week.
Yeah, you could.
And
You could.
and not only that, but we have a possum.
Well,
Well, we need to talk about the possum.
We do need to talk about the puzzle.
Perhaps.
what do you mean?
But I mean, we're such a strong and trustworthy group, I think. And like we talked about earlier, maybe we all need to own a part of this business, and if you can't do it yourselves, then it's time to branch out with family and with guests as well.
If I didn't trust you all before, I certainly do now that we've all exploded these people together.
That's right.
Yes, very gruesome.
But I want to keep the heart of it right. It will always be the crown jewel.
You will.
Mr. P.T.
Yes,
Timbers.
Biddy
that's my name.
Timbers.
I think we'd like to take you up on your deal and make the crown jewel the brightest gem in all of Waterdeep.
I have no doubt that it's going to reach that pinnacle.
Do you happen to have any of your pies on you?
We always carry some
Gin-
kind of whistles.
Goodness.
As people, as some of his workers come in with pies, these boxes of pies, and start handing them out to you, as he goes up to you, Gable, and says, "I think this is going to be a lovely working relationship, and I'm looking forward to it." And he sticks out his hand to shake. Firm handshake as he grasps it, and he says, "And please, my friends call me by my middle name. You can call me Travis." Let's see that song.
Oh my god.
As he sits back
PT. T.
Oh my god.
and
Well, shall we sing a song?
you
Holy shit.
finish out the night. Having solved the mystery.
Oh my god. I'm
just
gagged.
seal your
Travis's
fate.
missing brother.
Gagged.
Meeting
That was your
the
fate sealed.
famed pie shop owner, entrepreneur of Waterdeep.
Yeah, it's the mob.
You guys!
Going into business
My
with
god.
And that's how she dies.
I know you.
You all
sealed
get
her
on
fate
stage.
We don't know this
just
yet.
now.
We'd have to sing the song. We have to
Yeah,
sing
we
all
don't
get
know
on
this yet.
stage
You
for
were
a
stoked.
celebratory
Like-
song.
Pies! I'm so excited about the pies.
You all get on stage and
Alright,
have a
lead
celebratory
us
song.
in the number there. Me? Oh, okay. I'll get the djembe up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take out my violin.
I'm swallowing a sword.
A full collision of all the art forms as this song echoes and echoes through the night in Waterdeep. It echoes through the fog, and it echoes through years. It echoes
Uh-oh.
in the mind of Ruby Hayworth
Oh.
on this rainy night in the city of the dead. She hears the song from that night as the rain picks up once more. Ruby stands up from Gable's grave and walks home. That's where we're gonna end this session.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh!
Thank you,
That
Eric.
is
Eric.
an emotional ending. Holy shit.
Thank you guys for joining us on this prequel, prologue, one-shot, Ruby Hayworth backstory. Thank you so much to you guys for joining in, Annie and Aubie especially.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks for having
much.
us.
Yeah, thanks for letting us play.
It's the most joy to play D&D with you guys. Thank you for joining us if you're watching online during the premiere or after. We're so happy to have you guys here. Next week, if you're watching this when it's coming out, next Thursday, is Hunger Games.
Ruby will be there.
Ruby Hayworth will be one of the contestants in our PDKU Hunger Games, where a bunch of us are going to be fighting each other in our different characters.
Will she
Tune in
meet
for
her
that.
ends?
And then 2 weeks from now is going to be the next episode 8 of Spelljammer Light of Xaryxis. We hope to see you at both of these. Both of those are live events. We'll see you guys. there.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.